Everyone, I, Nemesisa, on behalf of the Circle FC, welcome you all to the KSC India Demo Day 2023. Thank you. So the theme for this year's event is celebrating 50 years of bilateral relations between India and South Korea. But you know, our friendship is not so new. It dates way back 2000 years when Princess Suri Ratna from Ayodhya went all the way to South Korea and married King Kim Suro and became Queen Hyo Hwang Ok. So that is when the cultural relations between India and South Korea started, and of course, followed by diplomatic relations. There have been multiple high-level exchanges between the two countries this year. In fact, do you guys know when do we celebrate the Independence Day in India? Does anybody know? Okay, thank you. And when is it celebrated in South Korea? Okay, great. So this is one way in which both of us celebrate together, which is the Independence Day. And India got its independence in 1947, Korea got it in 1945, but actually it was only 20 years later that the bilateral ties between the two countries started. We are showing here a brief timeline of the ties between the two countries. And you know, there is a poster outside where you can see all this in greater detail. And over the years, with ups and downs and slow and steady steps, the good news is that we have reached trade relations of more than $30 billion between the two countries in 2023. Now, quickly, I would like to talk about the Korean startup ecosystem, because we are celebrating a day for the Korean startups in India today. As you can see, the population of South Korea is only 50 million, but 24,000 new businesses were formed in 2023. It's a highly developed society with the fastest internet connection and number of broadband services per capita. The people of South Korea are very hardworking and enterprising, and their startup ecosystem is quite active and attracts attention of investors, accelerators, and VCs from all across the world. With that quick intro about India, Korea, and the Korean ecosystem, I would like to also talk about us, the Circle FC. I know you all know about us, but just to refresh your memory, we are a business accelerator focused on local and global market access for startups and scale-ups. Our motto is don't go it alone, because we know that entrepreneurship is a long and arduous journey, and we want to be there as a support system for the founders and startups in our programs. This is a glimpse of our parent company, Hunch Ventures, which is a family office fund with a portfolio in multiple sectors and stages across India and other countries like US, Canada, UAE, Singapore, etc. Hunch has invested more than $100 million across its portfolio ventures, and as you can see, some of the examples are listed here, and some of the founders are also in this room. Talking a little bit about the framework of the Circle Founders Club, how we work with startups. So it's a 5-pillar support approach that we have, which includes funding readiness and access to capital, customized mentoring, personalized client and partner matchmaking and connects, marketing, brand building support, and most importantly, community participation and networking opportunities. This has been the journey of Circle FC so far. We started in 2020, and we have had run 6 cohorts. And the key focus for us has been bilateral engagements. As you can see here, only in the last 1 year, we have run programs and initiatives with more than 10 countries of the world. So apart from South Korea, we've also worked with Japan, Australia, UK, Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, etc. Now, I want to take just 1 minute to talk about what is this KSC program. We keep talking about K Startup Center, KSC, but what is this? Actually, it's a global market access program sponsored by the government of Korea through one of their entities called KISID, Korea Institute of Startups and Entrepreneurship Development. This program runs parallelly across 8 countries. As you can see, apart from India, you have US, Israel, Singapore, Sweden, Finland, France, and Vietnam. And they select one accelerator from each country to run this program. The idea is to provide the young, innovative startups from Korea information, advisory, office support, guidance on marketing, also setting up a local team, and creating new alliances. So this is what this KSC program is all about, and KSC India, we say it because we are running the India part of this initiative. Now, how does this program run? It is actually divided into 3 phases. First phase is KPI workshop in Seoul, where we go and meet the startups who have been selected to participate in this program, followed by a 1-month-long online phase, which includes sessions, workshops, and different interactions with industry experts, followed by 2 months of in-person mentoring, meetings, and participation in events and conferences. So that's how this program has been structured. And after all this, the finale is the grand demo day, where we welcome all of you again. Now, this is the cohort. Very happy to have the 10 amazing startups, including 4 women entrepreneurs in this program. As you can see, there are multiple sectors being represented in this program, and the startups are all very hardworking, passionate, and they have got expertise in the different areas in which they are running their companies. And for this demo day, the highlights are, of course, the pitches by these startups who are right here, but also some experience zones that we have created. You have already interacted with them in the Idea Hub. There is also the culinary fusion, Indian and Korean snacks that you will be getting after the event, after the pitches actually. And then there are multiple photo booths celebrating the cultural relations and friendship between the 2 countries. Please do go and take some pictures over there. Now, with this quick introduction, I would like to now invite Mr. Agam Khare for the keynote address. So, I want to take a minute to talk about Agam. He's such an accomplished founder. I think I can take 10 minutes just to talk about him, but quickly introducing him. Mr. Agam Khare is the founder and group CEO of Absolute, which is a bioscience company harnessing nature's intelligence to build exponential innovations across bioagriculture, materials, and care. Prior to Absolute, Agam has worked on building moonshot innovations to solve major world problems with the world-renowned scientist and the 11th President of India, the late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In the past decade, Agam ran India's leading industrial robotics and factory automation company, working across various sectors like food, beverage, pharma, auto, oil, gas, steel, and cement. Today, Absolute is evolving rapidly into a generation-defining bioscience global company powered by its R&D wing, Genesis Institute. A testament to Agam's vision of advancing science and exponential breakthroughs is his appointment to the Scientific Advisory Council of the Tata Transformation Prize, run by the renowned New York Academy of Sciences and Tata Sons. Agam also advises the chairman and CXOs of several billion-dollar legacy companies worldwide in business transformation. He is a part of YIPP, where he has pledged 25% of his wealth towards humanitarian causes. So it's an honor to have Agam over here. And today he will be talking about the journey of building a global business, sustainable global growth, balancing profit and purpose. Over to you, Agam.
Thank you. And very good to see all of you. And welcome everybody from Korea who is here. Great country. And I saw some of the companies that were listed here doing some, at least from the sector, it seemed like health tech, all the major important sectors. So congratulations to all of you. Today I've been asked to sort of talk on sustainable global growth. Now, sustainability or any business, so just like life, business is a function of just two things. And then there is another third thing that I've learned recently. The two things are people and capital. Life is a function of people and capital, and so is business a function of people and capital. You can add a third thing to it, and you can call it health. So health, people, and then capital. And if you have health, if you have people, then capital will flow. So that's how anything is built in life, and business is no different from building life. So if you have those equations sorted in life, if you have great teams, great network of friends, great people who can help you either raise capital, mentor on how to build a company, how to think through your board, how to think through very basic problems on how technology can be nuanced in a way such that it gets commercialized, what could be barriers around commercializations. A lot of times it so happens that we as makers of things start getting too obsessed with things. But then you take a worldview of things and then you realize that it may not be so utopian as you're thinking. And that realism also comes with great people around you. And so people becomes the first part, the centerpiece of anything that you're building, and then capital. So that's the first thing to remember. The second very important thing, and one of the things that's said here is about sustainable building. Sustainability happens with 3 or 4 things. The first and foremost thing is purpose. Purpose is profound. The second thing is, of course, people. People bring magic. So purpose and people. And then you do products. And once you do all of these three, then you go places. And so you have to be very nuanced in whichever country, whichever city you are launching in. And so those are the 4 Ps that if you can solve for in my learning, in my experience, your business or you're on a trajectory to largely win the battle. There are some very fundamental questions when you're building that you need to answer, which I've learned over making a lot of mistakes from my previous business, this business. And some of those, if answered sooner than later, become more and more meaningful. The first one to answer is, who are you up against? Or what are you up against? Just knowing what is happening in the world, and maybe you're building something which you think, again, is great, is very different, is unique, but maybe there are large companies which have built parts of it already. So just knowing what are you up against or who you are up against in the battle solves a lot of your problem. The second question actually stems from knowing this first, and the second question that you need to answer is what to play, and therefore what is your game. So if you have answered what you're up against, who you're up against, then you can begin to figure out within that sector what is your gameplay, what is that you will play. And once you have answered what you will play, you need to find out how to win. What is your right to win? And why should you win, and why should you win today? And if you have those 3 questions clearly answered, who or what you're up against, what to play, and how to win, very, very clearly, descriptively, analytically answered for at least 2 or 3 years, and maybe to begin with 1 year, then you are in a good stead, you are in a state of clarity. With clarity comes power. With that power, you win battles. And so knowing all of these things largely is what enables you to win the battle. The other very important trait is, and you've heard it a number of times, but I can tell you from my journey, 3 times over in my previous business, there were times when the business almost went zero, like we were almost at zero capital in the company, but those are times which will test you. And in those times, stick, because it pays. Always know that at some point in time to come, if you stick, if you have persistence, it will pay you back. And you will create, all of us have the ability to create large, meaningful, purpose-driven businesses. It is just about who will stick around, and the game is about staying relevant for a very long period in time. The game is not to go up the ladder very quickly and then try to stick there or maybe burn capital and then maybe come down or just stick there. The game is to stay relevant for a very long period in time. So always take a very long-term view on people, on your business model, on your products, take a very long-term view on things. And long-term view always solves for long-term profitability, not short-term gains. And once you solve for long-term profitability, you solve for the real business. Also, one simple thing that I have always figured out when I start getting into any business domain, I simply do an exercise of looking at what is the value margin in any business and what is the impact that that business line can drive or that vertical can drive. It's a very simple mathematical homework that all of you can also do for your businesses. Just look at what is the margin in the entire business line that you are in. You may be doing a small section of that business. Health tech company could be in dental care, could be doing SaaS in dental care, could be a product in dental care, could be one of the specific areas in dental care, but the overall value chain around the dental care could be much larger. So you should look at what is the entire value chain, where are your margin profiles sitting. If largely the businesses which become large quickly are the businesses which do not change worldview of people. So do not go and tell your customer to change his worldview. Of course, there are instances when those things happen, and when they happen, magical businesses are built. But in more the cases, do not change the worldview of people. If they want something in a certain way, give them in a certain way, but then much more advanced, much more easier to use, much more easier to consume. And that's where you should start building sort of differentiations. Also in your product, if your product has an innate IP difference, it creates a lot of value once you go and create a long-term thing. But I think all of those are tactical things. Your product is a tactical thing. You can go right with it. At times you can go wrong with it. You can go improve it. Those are things you can solve. People, those are again operational things you can solve. But your own personality of just sticking around, of not giving up, that is the only thing when you talk about long-term building, is the only thing you will carry. Just stick. Persistence is the game. The game is not going to be won by intelligence, by genius, but simply by persistence. People and purpose are very profound. So when at times you will be in a state, for instance, a point in time we were in a state in our organization where a lot of very senior people could have left and gone somewhere else, and they stuck around just because of the purpose. And purposes are, and that's the point in time I realized how profound they are. Stay true to your purpose. Very, very hungry about what you want to do. Very deep hunger and very deep wisdom is what you need to win the game. Very deep wisdom means very good ability to make decision, whether to go into it or not to go into it, right? Whether it is about people, business line, whatever. Very deep wisdom, very calm head, cool head, very deep wisdom and very deep hunger, relentless pursuit to build something. Once you have decided to go at it, just go for the kill. Go at it full, not 50%, not 60%. With infinite amount of clarity, and then magic will happen. And that's, I think, how I have learned to build business. And if you guys have any questions or anybody wants to understand anything deeper, very happy to talk to you guys, understand your problem, solve for it one-on-one. But that's largely that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Agam. It was really nice to have you. And Agam is one person who is walking the talk. He's talking about what he has done. When we go to countries like UAE, and then we talk about Absolute and Agam, there is a respect like no other because of the work that he has done in this ecosystem and globally. So thank you once again, Agam, for joining us. It's an honor. So now, we will come to the next part of this event, where we will do some crystal ball gazing, and we will see what do the investors say about the trends in fundraising and investments that are going to come in 2024. So let's do this. Okay, we will just take a moment to just put the chairs and then invite our panelists on stage. Okay, so while the chairs are being put up, I'll just take 1 minute and tell you about the pitch competition which is going to happen. So as you already know, there are 10 startups, and the startups have prepared their rock solid pitches, wherein they'll be taking 5 minutes to pitch, and then there will be 2 minutes of Q&A. The judging criteria for the startups will be innovativeness, marketability of the solution, especially in India, the business model that they have, and the competency of the team. So we have 7 jury members today. I will be introducing them later. But apart from the jury members, the audience will also be voting. So if you see your lanyards behind your name, there are also the QR codes, right? So you can just scan this, and that will open a form. So all of you here will help us select the crowd favorite startup pitch as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask right now or after this panel discussion. There is a small prize money also for the startups. The first prize is 1 lakh rupees, second is 50,000, and the crowd favorite is 25,000. So it's a big responsibility. I hope you all will be helping us with this. Thank you. I think we are nearly ready. So I will start, one more chair we will get, and then I'll start introducing our panelists. And they are such accomplished panelists that I'll need more than a minute to talk about each one of them. So I'll start with Mr. Japan Vyas. He's the founder of Roots Ventures, an alternative asset management firm investing in opportunities arising from growing wallet size and changing nature of wallet spends in India. Set up in early 2019, Roots Ventures currently manages more than INR 500 crores under Roots Ventures 1 and Roots Ventures 2. Japan has 2 decades of experience in financial services in areas like venture investing, public and private investing, project and infrastructure financing, PPP structures, and policy advisory. Previously, he has set up 2 alternative investing businesses and raised and managed 3 funds totaling a corpus of INR 1,000 crore. He's also co-founded a consumer-focused fund, Sixth Sense Ventures, and he has delivered class-beating returns over more than a decade across business and market cycles and investment life cycle from early to listed. Roots Ventures current portfolio includes some investments in segment creating sampling platform Smitten, education tech platform StockGrow, wealth tech platform Jar Cocktails, and energy drinks brand Jimmy Cocktails, and many more. And also logistics technology company Raho, who are at the circle. Japan's past investments also include being one of the earliest investors in Paytm in 2010 from his first fund, GR Infra Projects, Sangvi Movers, RBL Bank, IndusInd Bank, NSE Trent, Leap, Grab, Hind Foods, Viba, amongst others. So with that long introduction, I would like to invite Mr. Japan Vyas on the stage, please. Japan, please. We would like to invite you on the stage. Next up, I would like to invite Mr. Chinmaya Saxena, partner at BNext. Chinmaya leads community strategy and platform initiatives at BNext. And besides supporting India investments and actively engaging with portfolio companies, he also leads the community charter across the global founder network. He's a seasoned tech industry leader and has been in roles across strategic partnerships, marketing, and program management. And he was actively involved in building the global developer program for Facebook and leading several startup initiatives across India and South Asia. He has spent almost a decade at Microsoft across multiple roles, led IT BPO engagements at Wipro, Kane, and a couple of other startups in his career, giving him a unique perspective on both small and mature organizations. He gets his energy from deep founder engagements and is an active participant in the Indian startup ecosystem, working with founders across sectors, co-investors, and several industry bodies. So please welcome Chinmaya Saxena. Next up, I would like to invite Mr. Anil Taneja. Anil is an expert in the field of management consulting, SME development, startup advisory, venture capital, and angel investing. He is the vice president with Venture Catalyst, partner to tech-focused fund Elevate, partner to Incubate Hub, which is Venture Catalyst arm for corporate services. He's a former regional director with PhD Chamber for Himalayan region. He has specialization in marketing and market communication. Apart from playing the role of policy advocacy for industry, he championed the building of the startup ecosystem in the state of Uttarakhand. He is actively working in the ecosystem as mentor, jury at various accelerator platforms, guest lecturer with various institutions like IIMs and IITs, and he has worked in groups like ICICI, HDFC, and Reliance with an exposure in business development, marketing, and market communications for more than 3 decades. He is also the founder president of Vedic International Promoter Society. Welcome, Anil. And next up is Mr. Rahul Agarwala, managing partner at Sense AI Ventures. Rahul is a highly accomplished entrepreneur and investor. He's founded, scaled, and exited 3 startups, leaving a significant impact on the digital landscape. Rahul's entrepreneurial journey began with Matrix Information, a digital content company. He then founded Integrion, a global data management firm, and later ventured into big data with Smart Insight, developing a groundbreaking product utilizing natural language processing. Rahul's tech products have been successfully launched in India, Japan, and the United States. And additionally, since 2017, he has been investing in AI startups, leveraging his deep understanding of the industry. So, welcome, Rahul. And last but not the least, the moderator of the session, Mr. Amit Datta, who is the managing partner at Hunch Ventures. So I will introduce Amit, but his introduction runs in 3 to 4 pages. So I'll just take 30 seconds for a quick introduction of Amit. Amit joined Hunch Ventures as a partner in early 2018. And as we have already mentioned about Hunch investments across multiple sectors. So Hunch's portfolio includes a few large projects where Amit has the operational responsibility in scaling up these ventures, including Blade India, a JV between Hunch Ventures and Blade US, pioneering short-haul urban air mobility in the Indian subcontinent. Amit has been incubating this business from scratch as MD. Amit is also on the board of directors of MPL UK, and Amit has been responsible for collaborating on a partnership with CII for setting up an accelerator center for startups at the Circle Work. Amit has earlier consulted with American Express Global Services Network, Asia Pacific region, as a strategic advisor for their network of 44 partner banks across the region. This experience has given him a rich exposure to developing credit card value propositions for HNI customers across 11 markets, incorporating benefits across an array of lifestyle platforms like airlines, luxury hotels, luxury retail, fine dining, etc. Amit has also co-founded a venture in specialty teas, Tea Monk, along with his ex-Unilever colleagues, which offered the finest curation of Indian teas to affluent tea connoisseurs across the globe. Amit is the co-chair for the Luxury Task Force for Confederation of Indian Industry. He recently led a delegation from the Indian luxury industry to meet with their Italian counterparts on behalf of CII. He's also a member of the steering committee of CII Future Business Group. So with that, I leave it to the esteemed panel to take this discussion forward.
Thank you, Nemo, and a warm welcome first to the audience and to all my fellow panelists, and most of whom I met for the first time today, right? So my apologies for that. Okay. So, I think the most obvious question that I would like to start with, that, you hear about the funding winter, and I won't get into the numbers per se, but it definitely does show that the transactions, right, especially 23, have come down, right? It's not a trickle, and I would just like to share, get your views as to, what you think is causing it, and is, what's the rebound going to be? So to anyone who would like to comment, that was really my first query to all of you all.
I think funding winter is real, especially on the growth side. So growth and the late stage side. We are seeing, I think in the first 6 months of the year, it's almost the market had frozen. There were no deals happening, right? Now we are seeing a little movement on that space. There are certain amount of deals that are happening, but nowhere close to what we had seen 2 years back, right? And I think the reason why this has happened is also, we can go back to 2 years back. I think there was, for lack of a better expression, irrational exuberance in the startup world investing. And I think we've seen this kind of cycles across all asset classes. You will have periods of peaks and busts. So valuations had run much ahead of fundamentals. Deals were happening left, right, and center. And I think that period needs correcting. So it's a very healthy sign. In the interim, it may not be very convenient for startups as well as investors, but I think a period of correction, both in terms of time as well as valuation, is good in the long term for the segment and the sector.
Sure. So I would agree largely that, yeah, deal volume, deal sizes all have reduced. But to me, partly it's just a correction of the madness, as he mentioned in 2021, right? I mean, if you go back, we are not way behind maybe 3 years, 4 years back, right? So, and also you have to wonder what is the healthy size and healthy growth pattern for funding, right? What are the public markets doing in terms of what is the amount of IPOs that are happening and how much money, new money is going into the public markets? So if you go look at it from an IPO perspective, actually, the startup ecosystem has done really well. Even this year, I will say, is not a bad year. And especially so for the early stage. And I actually think these funding winters is a great time to do startups, because these cohorts have historically given best returns both for venture capital and for the founders. Because instead of raising a lot of money at really high valuation and then diluting yourself crazily when the funding boom is over, with a down round, you do it the right way and you don't blow up capital. So I like the fact that this maturities happened. Deals were happening on WhatsApp. $1 million funding rounds were happening in WhatsApp. I don't think that made any sense. So I think what we have is closer to normal. I mean, yeah, it'll get better than this. I would say 24 will be better than what we are seeing today. But I mean, we should not be at those peaks of 21. That was unhealthy.
Right, you rightly said. It was a crazy time, 21, 22, rather 21. The COVID times when, the Western world, the US, they to deal with the COVID situation, they pumped liquidity, left, right, and center. And where this liquidity had to come? Lucky us. So we were lucky to have that. And that was a boom that happened, and that encouraged startup ecosystem in India. And it's not a winter, I would say. This is the relatively speaking, norm has come back. And with this correction that has happened, I think this is good for, what happened during that time when liquidity was abundant. Everybody, anybody, or Tom, Dick, and Harry, everybody got the money on WhatsApp. This is because the money had to be deployed somehow. Now things are different. Now after inflation stuck over there with a lot of money liquidity generated, now the value for money actually the investors are looking for to get the value for money. And that is why the corrections have happened. All the unicorns, top unicorn companies, they have corrected to 60%, up to 60% also. And now investors are looking for real धंधा. धंधा फंडामेंटली हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है, यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स क्या है, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी है या नहीं है. नाउ थिंग्स आर नॉर्मल. इट्स सॉर्ट ऑफ विंटर. आई वुड से दिस इज नॉर्मल दैट हैज ड्रॉन बैक.
Yeah, maybe I'll just color code this a little bit. I think everybody has covered almost everything. 2 points. I think funding winter tends to be for a select number of entities. So I think let's qualify that, because if you are a great business, as he rightly mentioned, if you're doing the right things by the market, there's no funding winter. Practically, people will be using a finer lens to evaluate you. But if you are strong, you can still get money. In fact, in the last 4 or 5 weeks, you would have started to see a little bit of gate open up on some of the larger check sizes in the growth stage. Now, bigger check sizes and the spectacular bust that we are seeing in the West, there is going to be a trickle-down effect very clearly. The liquidity has been affected. And just to kind of come back to the zone where we operate as BNext, the early stage category, as Rahul also mentioned, founders, best time to kind of create businesses, go with the fundamentals, learn the lessons. Funding for early stage has not relatively dried up from that perspective. It's available. Selectivity has increased. That's the only change in the process. It's not happening on WhatsApp anymore. There's more due diligence, there's more activity. But at the early stage, when you're still kind of struggling to figure out PMF, but you have thought it through, you have the right bets, you're building with the right team, you can still get the funding, especially in a market like India. So I'm still very optimistic.
Hear that. I think what all of you are also echoing is forcing founders to also think far more sharply about their businesses, right? Why their businesses are I would say competitive. I think that's definitely good news. But you would also do hear about if you look at India, it outpunches what's happening in APAC compared to all the other countries, right? So the weightage tends to be high. So it brings me to a point. A long time back, nearly 30 years back, joining Unilever. A chairman when he was welcoming the trainees, made a line. He says, "I want you all to live in a constant period of restless incandescence," right? On that, and he quoted a paragraph from Gary Hamel 30 years back, which I would like to read because it looks like time never moved, right? He says, "Somewhere out there is a bullet with your company's name on it. Somewhere out there is a competitor unborn and unknown that will render your strategy obsolete. You can't dodge the bullet, you have to shoot first," right? Same year, Bill Gates says Microsoft is always 2 years away from failure, right? So basically talking about the stupefying pace of change ensures that no business concept, right, it can lose its economic efficiency. And I said, I quote this by Gary Hamel 3 decades back, right? Today, there's so much talk about AI, ChatGPT, disrupting businesses, right? And I would actually like your comments as we see AI disrupting not just in financial services, healthcare, education, right? And it's not just a change in the business, right? But is the entire business process which may change. So would like your thoughts, right? Maybe in the same order as to how do you see AI impacting, your portfolio businesses?
So I think nobody will dispute that AI in its current form and the evolving form is going to disrupt industries and life as we know for all of us, right? How, when, what things will progress, I think only time will tell. More than AI, and I think, and what we saw over the weekend around OpenAI and stuff, I think again there was a power struggle over there between people who would want to go a little bit slow in terms of evolution of these technologies versus people who, especially technocrats, who didn't have the patience and who wanted to really move fast. So I think it's going to be a socio-economic challenge of our times, probably one of the greatest challenges of our times as to how we tackle it for the world as a whole. Will it impact our portfolio companies? It will at certain level. And I think what we are seeing currently is just in a very milder form of chat, of AI, which is just making things easier. But what it can lead to, what it can help with, and again, people challenges that it will bring about, right? If it really is as good as people how they are expecting it to be, we'll really have crores and crores of people just out of jobs, right? What do you do? So I think it's a much deeper discussion, and one way to look at it is, there are greater powers who will have to bother about it. Why worry about it, right? It's going to be as I said, a socio-economic problem or a solution. So we'll wait and watch.
So before we go to the next panelist, the question I said is that businesses which, let's say, adopt AI as the underpinning, would they then gain much faster, right? And I want to give an example. So one of the businesses I set up when I started was a concierge business called Quintessentially. And I see that as a business today which is ripe for disruption. The need for services still remains, but the way in which I can deliver it through AI can be absolutely different. And that's why I worry, saying that this could be disrupted any point. So that's really what I would like your thoughts on.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you. And we are seeing this across our portfolio companies. So just for example, one of our companies is into giving samples online across brands and stuff, right? So you need to write about each product, right? A very small thing, but what used to take weeks for people to write, and we sample 1,200 plus brands and thousands of products with us. We are able to do it overnight, right? The efficiency it brings is phenomenal. We are seeing that same with video tools. So I'm invested in a company which is doing AI for video. You just write a few things and you get great videos, right? So again, the speed, the efficiency, time to market, everything improves. So it will certainly, for businesses which are going to use AI well and are first to use it, it will give them advantage.
So, Amit, this is a topic close to the heart because my entire fund's thesis, all I've been doing for the last 6 years is investing in AI startups. And we call it AI first startups because AI needs to be at the heart of the business. Every business is going to adopt AI, right? So if you said businesses using AI, that would literally make me invest in every business, which we can't. So our focus is AI first businesses, and what we are seeing are just the first public understanding of what AI can do, right? This is so it takes me back to the internet wave, right? 1996, the Netscape IPO happened. By 99, the boom was in full bloom, right? We are in a similar time. Of course, time is compressed. So almost a year back, almost exactly a year back is when ChatGPT launched. The entire excitement about AI got built, right? But AI has just started out, right? See what the internet did. After 99, then there was a bust. But if you take the longer term period, 1996, the total market capitalization of all US public companies was $6.75 trillion. Today, the top 5 internet companies are worth more than that. When you have a transformational change, and AI, I sincerely believe, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is absolutely transformational, which means in 25 years, what is the market capitalization of all public companies will be created anew by AI companies. So that's the level of value creation that's going to happen. It's not a 100-yard dash. It's a marathon. So look for businesses which are really creating value and really building something which will last, long lasting. So those are some of the things we look at. I think it's affecting every business. And it's like internet. Internet got adopted by certain businesses faster, right? But Walmart ultimately didn't have a choice. Neither did the tea gardens of Calcutta, right? Tea is still made the same way, but it's sold differently. So every business changes at different points. Those businesses change because of new technology transformation. So that's all that's going to be different, right? And as he was pointing out, today, some of the things have become much easier and faster to do. Content creation being a simple example, right? Especially writing text. But that is not that is basically taking AI and using it to do work the same old way you were doing it. Actually, the process hasn't fundamentally shifted. But you'll see interfaces change. So processes are designed by drag and drop interfaces. Why is that the right way to do it? Salesforce still has forms, 30 forms to fill, and so why? Why should it be like that? Why should software look? If you really think about it, software adoption is very low even in our country. And if you take most of the world, I mean, if you leave out US and some of the advanced economies, software adoption is pathetic, right? AI should change that. So there's a lot to be done, and we will see a lot being done. Human expertise is very rare, right? Most people, if you're in a tier 2 city or tier 3 town in India, you have access to really much less in terms of health, education, you name it. It just drops. Why? And can AI help you solve those? So there are bigger issues which can be resolved. I mean, the joblessness, sure, worry about it, but really speaking, one, you can't stop a change that's coming. It just has never happened in history. So fundamentally figure out what are the advantages and use that, the value it creates for human life, for each of our lives. And for a majority of us, that's what democratization AI can bring along. So that's, to me, the view on AI.
So just another query, Rahul. There's also a lot of talk also about the dark side of AI, right? And I'd say my son works as an AI engineer with Google, right, on DeepMind, and he keeps telling me about, saying that the power that the tech giants have, right, can actually. So we are already talking about the power that the tech giants have in the US, and as you said, the dark side of AI. Do you see that as a potential threat?
So, of course, I mean, all new technology has the power to destroy. I mean, take gunpowder as a very obvious example, but point really is how you wield that power and what controls and checks are on it, right? I don't think it's in the interest of Google to misuse its power, fundamentally, right? I mean, you can say social networks misuse their power today also. Sure. So there will be certain, gray zones which will always happen. But it serves no one's purpose to really be destructive, except for people who are out to destroy. And that won't be the giants. I mean, the guys who are out to destroy are the ones who have nothing. They have nothing to lose, so they're willing to destroy. So typically you'll find that. But the other counter piece is, it's much like, nuclear technology. Nuclear technology, because it's easier, US is trying its best to stop China from getting AI. But I can guarantee you that China will have AI. It already does, and it will keep improving. There may be a gap between the US and China, between us and the US. All of that may be true, but you can't really stop it. Unlike nuclear proliferation, which governments were able to stop to a large degree. But even that they couldn't do 100%, right? We've got the bomb, Pakistan's got the bomb. There are enough countries who the powers to be didn't want to have that power had it. So the point I'm trying to make is you can't stop diffusion from happening. It shall happen. There's so many Indians involved in OpenAI, in DeepMind, all of that. How are you going to stop India from getting AI? I'm just trying to make you.
Absolutely.
So then, by that same logic, how will you stop Iran? And by that logic, how will you stop any other country? Any dictatorship, anybody you think shouldn't have it? How will you stop? So I think the key piece is to be able to build the safeguards and build the responsible use around AI. And those always happen, as well as misuse shall happen. 100% happening today. Go into cybersecurity. Our thesis is very simple. All defensive mechanisms have to be using AI because the attackers are already using AI. So if they're using AI to sniff out your weaknesses, you need AI to be adaptive to respond to it. So it's as simple as that. All of it will evolve.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, the AI, it has to be regulated. So there is question about it, and regulations have already started in Europe. The only challenge which will come is, because the regulation for this innovation will restrict entry of the smaller players. There will be stricter regulations because of the more fear associated with this. So it will be a challenge for the smaller players to, come onto this platform, and larger players will have benefit of advantage of that. So it will be restricted to certain, limited hands. I feel the AI will be, the use of AI or development of AI will be restricted to limited number of hands where it can be properly controlled and monitored. This is what is going to happen. And, ultimately what happens, every innovation cycle that happens, this is the latest innovation cycle. AI is one part of it. And all the other deep technologies. What these innovation cycles are doing, they are actually enhancing the bandwidth of the society, the ability of the society to have a more efficient, more easy life. So when we talk about, starting from the innovation of wheel developed, steam engine developed, and then internal combustion engine developed. If you look at those innovation cycles, the cycles is, the number of years that cycle sustained is shrinking. And so is shrinking every business life cycle also, along with the innovation cycles coming up more and more. And today, with the, deep technology, AI and blockchain and all these new technologies which has come, which is a new innovation cycle, the shrinkage of time for business cycles, for, for every kind of product life cycles, this shrinkage is happening and things are very fast. So what advantage we are getting out of it is, we are living a faster life. Things that we could do without AI would be taking much more time compared to today with AI that we can enable. So that is the advantage of the new technologies. Always, any new innovation cycle, there will be advantage of time. So we are more efficient, we are more, living, envisioned future is more closer to us. So both things are there. And anyways, I think any new technologies, as he rightly said, will have its own challenges and we'll have to deal with it. And this is what AI also will be facing, And one more thing I would like to add over here, all the innovators sitting over here. In India, there are only 70 companies who are working on AI, right? Most of the companies are using it as a tool. We need to focus. There is a great potential for, there is a great gap over here in India to work on technology itself, AI technology itself. Instead of using it as a tool, work on the evolvement of this technology further. And also to help the regulators to, regulate it properly. This is a huge potential, huge gap that need to be fulfilled.
Could I ask you a counter question on that? You said about using the technology. If I were to say that AI gives you an ability to connect better to the consumer, right? I'll take an example of a venture in wellness I know, which is now saying that, food is what you eat, but using AI, I can customize what you should eat and what I should eat, right? And that's what AI is doing. And what it is delivering is a more powerful customer proposition. Don't you see AI actually delivering that efficiency to businesses?
That's what I'm saying. This is definitely in any area where AI will be used, it is going to benefit us in terms of making it more efficient for consumer. It is more efficient way of, catering to their needs, their demands. For businesses, it will be much faster decision making, much more, I would say, accuracy of decision making or efficiency and productivity will enhance. All these things will happen, and the time that they would take in, deciding a certain aspect of their business, it will be shrunk. So it will become faster.
Understood. Great.
Can I just make a couple of quick points?
Yeah.
So I think, so it's a no-brainer that AI is here to stay. It's going to disrupt everything that we are aware of and what we are seeing. And you take some examples, you took some examples. we're seeing that it is disrupting the largest of the largest big tech companies also, right? So if Microsoft's kind of reacting over the weekend to hire Sam Altman, you can realize what they're thinking. You know, they are kind of literally reinventing their infrastructure almost on a daily basis to accommodate the demands for the future. Now coming back to 2 or 3 points in terms of how, India, we as an emerging market should think about some of the things, and the challenges are real, right? Like if you ask me, and I'm sure Rahul can validate me or correct me, we are actually already living in a digital divide, right? The pace of activity in AI by virtue of access to high quality infrastructure, including the AI hardware chips of H100s, the largest clusters, it's all in the West at the moment. It's not available in India. You talk to anybody, trying to build an LLM out of India, significant amount of challenge. I think one point that he alluded to. So there are moves that I know, where industry body is kind of reaching out to the government and saying, hey, listen, we need infrastructure so our startups can get access to same kind of capacity. So I think we have to now look at the opportunity landscape from that holistic point of view, and then the government and organizations and VCs and everybody have to kind of contribute to make sure that the same quality or level of infrastructure is available to our engineers, our talent here, to start building those picks and shovels for the future of AI. Sure. That's point number one. Point number two is, I think, as he was mentioning as well, in our portfolio also, I think the best way to start preparing for the future world of AI is to start really evaluating everything in your company right now, how you operate, how you tackle things. Marketing, he gave a perfect example. Designing, another perfect example. There are sites that tell you what are the AI tools available to disrupt every business process today, right? You can track that. Video AI is happening at a faster pace. We're talking about deep fakes now. A lot of that stuff is happening. So one step that existing companies are doing is that they're trying to say, hey, listen, if we are to now develop a product for the future, can I now use AI to do it much faster? So you see products like GitHub Copilots being used. And this is the first generation that we're seeing. We're seeing people investing a lot of time in building copilots. That's the real use case that's translating. But the scary part is, because the compute power is really growing leaps and bounds, companies like OpenAI is going to release a feature that will absorb your whole company tomorrow. Absolutely. Right? So you become from a company today to a feature that OpenAI will probably release, or let's say a Microsoft will release, or a Google will release. So the pace of change is dramatic. I think we have to prepare for this future. Nobody has defined the rules yet. The rules are getting defined. I think all of us collectively have to kind of stay on top of it and keep learning literally every day, and experimenting. I think the pace of experimenting has to go up tremendously. India has one advantage that I think, because we have had this history of leapfrogging technology generations, like we didn't need landlines to go to cell phones, right? We didn't need, a dial-up to kind of get to broadband, literally, right? We have the opportunity to start having an AI-first thought process, but for that to happen, we need all these other variables to kind of get accounted for. So, I think it's a little tricky situation, but we all have to work towards that at the moment. It's something to think about.
Thanks. Just to reinforce what you were saying, in the area of urban air mobility, there's a lot of development happening on electric craft. So we had a conference this March, and I started by saying the future is closer than you think. In another 2 years, you will have electric craft, but in another 5 years, you're going to have autonomous electric craft like a cable car. Now all that's fine. The underpinning of this is an AI-driven air traffic management system, which is now managing fixed wing at 30,000 feet, these thousands of electric craft at 2,000, and many thousands of drones at 500, right? This is only possible when you get that ATC system right. It's not the craft, right? And that's where AI is really changing. So the air traffic control tower as we knew it today will become extinct, right? So I see it not just efficiency, I see it being a paradigm shift in the way that we look at, new businesses of tomorrow.
Totally. But I think just to add to that, I think the governments and the regulators and everybody else into the system will play a significant role in how these things start to come online. To take a classic example, what's happening with the crypto world, right? It's being, a lot of people will say it's being held back because it has the potential to cause disruption to the traditional financial network. So similar things will happen. I think, AI will not have access to the nuke button. AI will not have access to, traffic situations unless it's something well tested, like in San Francisco, what's going on. But, I think it's a topic for another few hours of discussion.
Yeah, so just the counterpoint is this, that, see, actually Bitcoin actually proves my point. So you see the amount of money that's flown into crypto and all the things that happen. They didn't wait for regulations, they went and broke regulations, right? Some of it was, of course, craziness and fraudulent and X, Y, Z. So I won't go there. But the point I'm still making is that it's very hard for regulators to hold back technology. They've never successfully done it. If and I'm trying to express to you that the same thing will happen in AI. The regulation will always trail technology. And so the things you're talking about, in my opinion, will happen, right? And you're absolutely right. We should not just be thinking the self-driven car or the self-driven drone or aircraft or helicopter. It's all of the pieces of the system changing, right? Humans can handle X amount of information. AI, its biggest strength is ability to handle much. It reads the entire internet. I mean, why is ChatGPT the way it is? Is because it's read the entire human knowledge that exists in an organized form. So that ability is what we lack. And great, use that for that.
Thank you.
And you see, you talked about the challenge of unemployment, right? Never in the history, ever it has happened that with the new technology, new innovation cycle coming in, the employment level has gone down. Never has happened. Whether it was computerization, digitization, never happened. Today, like AI comes, you know, as the efficiency increases, we have extra bandwidth to work on further, you know, new things to work on. For example, I would say 3D printing is a technology now. You will see in a decade or so, maybe earlier, every nook and corner will have a small factory. And today, a designer, product designer is sitting in a factory in a metro, in head office, where he's designing a product. 5 to 10 years time, every nook and corner, there will be a designer sitting. So look at the number of designers needed at that time, when you have to customize every small nook and corner of, you know, a customer set. So there will never be a time when there will be degeneration of the employment. It will be always enhancing. Technology will always enhance the employment. Only new set of skills will be required, that's all.
So just a contrapoint to that, this is the first time in the history of human life where universal basic income is being piloted at city levels. So there is an expectation that AI-linked technologies will render a huge amount of people jobless, right? And hence, the same technology evangelists who are at the forefront of bringing new technologies are experimenting with certain amount of UBI in certain cities to see how will humans react, right? So, I mean, and we'll always have this you know, pulls. The people who are championing technologies will want to push ahead fast. There are people, on the other hand, who will say, you know, let's think about ABC, what regulations, what not. And at the end of the day, as it happened in crypto, you know, governments will have the final say. They will come, you know, they can be behind the curve, but they hold the stick. So they will come with regulations, and there'll be a China-specific AI, there'll be a West-specific AI, of the G7 AI, and there'll be maybe in India, if it receives its tools with our skill sets, we'll be able to have our own AI. So it's not only a business issue. I think this is a security issue at a national level. These are cultural wars with China on one side and others. And China, correct me if I'm wrong, is far ahead of the West even on AI with the kind of you know, the patents that they have filed, etc. Maybe it's not so well known out, but the patent data I was seeing was pretty humongous out of there.
So it's quantity versus quality. They don't get cited. It's not just a question of numbers. So, and China, actually you'll see on research papers, all of that overtook US in some of these sciences, including AI, sometime back. But I mean, go look at performance of the actual output, right? So there, US still maintains a decent edge.
So moving from the more exciting and glamorous part of AI, you know, age of singularity. I'm going to move to a more mundane topic. And I was in the Dubai Aero Show, and there's one phrase I heard over and over again, ESG, right? Boeing, Airbus says, hey, are our vendors ESG compliant, right? And again, I sense that the population here, the audience here, the younger group is more bothered about saying, sustain this planet, right? And I want to come back now to, from ESG being seen as a pain in the neck and a cost, right, on that. Is there an opportunity for businesses today to adopt ESG as a differentiator and also be part of the global supply chain, right? So, Japan, over to you.
So I have very controversial views on this, right? ESG, so if you pick up any fund which says that I'm an ESG fund, right? Their portfolio will largely mirror the portfolio of a non-ESG fund, at least on the listed side, and that's publicly available data, you'll find it out. Why is that so? And what is ESG, right? I think businesses should be for profits. By bringing in additional parameters like this, you are hindering the main motive of the business of profits. You can say that, I'll do something which is socially relevant, I'll do something which my customers are asking for which is socially relevant, that's fine. But the G in ESG, why are you saying that the other non-ESG companies or non-ESG compliant should not follow the governance requirements? The social requirements of India would be very different from the social requirements of the West. So most of the ESG criteria that are being brought in are very West dominated. In an India context that might not be relevant, or I might need a very different set of requirements around that. But on the practical side, ESG money is a lot of money, right? So there are a lot of ESG funds globally being dictated. There is again a lot of view around who is dictating it, who is not, what agenda and what purpose it serves. If you are in this business, you play the game or not. That's a choice you make.
Just to count where you said, is either ESG or profits, right? I am then quoting from my example. Unilever, when Paul Pullman came in as a chairman, not today, 20 years back, he made ESG a cornerstone of Unilever strategy, right? And Unilever today is far more profitable, and that was driven by conscious need, right? It served a consumer need as well, right? So I would think that it's not just against profits, right? And he made it, and you see more and more companies today adopting it. But again, let's hear your views, so go ahead.
Sure. So, though I'm in Japan's, camp here, fundamentally, but see, the point you just made, which is ESG can be good for a business, I buy that, right? And it's only then will it be successfully done by companies. Otherwise, it's not the job. The E&S part is not the job of companies. I mean, if I'm Coal India, sincerely, what do you expect me to do? Should I just shut shop? Should I leave this country without power? I mean, a great proportion of our power comes from coal, which in no way meets E or S standards by any stretch of imagination. The mining is dirty, the burning is dirty, everything. So the point I'm trying to make is, let's be practical, and governments have their role, they should do that. If E&S become profitable, every company will do it. And my point is exactly that, like create carbon tax, do carbon trading, then people will go do that. So I think market-based mechanisms rather than regulatory mechanisms work much better to make businesses adopt new practices. So if the government wants to motivate businesses to do X, Y, Z, the only reason there's so many ESG funds is what he said, which is people want to feel good about putting money into an ESG fund, but their portfolios reflect the portfolios of other funds. Right? I mean, they may have a few of the blackball items, right? I mean, they may stay away from defense, they may stay away from coal, and all of those. But the point I'm making is, as businesses will always be designed to make money, rest all becomes labels.
So,
I'm just saying, is it an option anymore? If you want to be part of a global supply chain today, right, on that, I'm just asking that, isn't that a necessity, right? That's really what I would ask you all.
So, can I just add to it? One of the biggest proponents and champions of ESG, Germany has gone back and restarted all its coal plants over the last 2 years since the Ukraine war, right? So, I mean, I think that itself answers. One is good to have, one is good to say in good times. When push comes to shove, people will go back to what is really required to be done. Again, there are so many consumer brands we come across which focus on sustainability, ESG, and we see that their cost of manufacturing is high, so the price point is high. The customer who is willing to buy a similar product just because it is doing or seen to be doing a greater good at a higher price is a very, very small customer. There is no market in a developing world construct like ours, where people will not be willing to pay 25% more just because this product, damages. Again, I'm saying this is maybe true in a developed Western world construct where people have, been there, done that. Generations have lived a very luxurious life. Here we have a whole population which is the first time going to have disposable income and who are going to go around spending for the first time in their lives. And if we tell them, nahi, ab pollution mat karo, he'll say, Baba, and I give this example, right? Like my wife will tell me, tum pani waste mat karo. I said, first 25 years of my life, I've bathed in half a bucket, right? I have saved all the water that I had to. Now I will shower, right? So it's the context that you are coming from, it is the perspective that you are coming from, is very different for the developed world and the developing world. Right?
See, when you talk about ESG, it's a way of life. It's a matter of choice. Why do you think that vegans are there, right? Vegans are there because they want to take care, they are careful about the animal world. They are having empathy about the animal world. And fortunately, India has inherited the holistic way of life. Where there is a will, there is a way, right? If we have decided that we have to be sustainable, there will be a way, always. And when we talk about ESG and the profitability, right, a contrast that you're talking about, why don't we talk about ESG and the cost? Why don't you see what is the cost that you're paying? Why you're so narrowly thinking that monetarily this much of cost I accept, the rest of the cost I don't accept. If I am littering the rivers, I don't accept that cost. That is not holistic way of living, right? You have to accept. Otherwise, a regulator will have to make you accept it. That is what India is doing. India is taking a leap in ensuring, is taking a leadership position in the world in ensuring that sustainability is paramount. And the rest of the world is also following the same. So it's a way of thinking. This is a way of life that is important. It's a matter of choice that you make. Do you want to give your next generation a dirty planet, or do you want to give a better planet? That is your choice. And we are a democratic society, We live collectively. We don't live individually. One organization, if is thinking that my profits are important to me, I don't care for the cost that the rest of the people are paying because of my factory. I don't care. That won't happen. We have become very, very cohesive society with the technology. We have become very, very interdependent. And democratically, most of the leader countries are pro-sustainability. So this is inevitable to be sustainable, and you will be forced to be sustainable. Coal India, if it is burning coal, they have a cost to bear it. They will be forced to earn the credits, carbon credits, right? They will have to pay the cost somewhere or the other. It is inevitable. And ESG is next, I would say, big venture engaging into the ESG, segment. There'll be the big thing coming in, along with rest of the sectors which are, coming onto the venture, this startup, this thing.
Oh, okay, so maybe I know that we're running out of time, so I think we have this panel divided in half, exactly. If some of my climate tech startups were here, they would probably be going and very depressed after listening to some of the arguments. See, I think, again, ESG is very nuanced. So to maybe answer your question directly, supply chain, if you want to be a global supply chain, resilient supply chain, alternative China plus one, you have to start thinking about that. There is no escaping, as he also said. You will have to do it. This is mandated by the largest of corporations. Like if if tomorrow there is a rule change in SEC and you're supplying from India, you have to follow it. So that's point number one. Second is, I think it's a very nuanced aspect that I think since the rules of business are changing and that's the reality of life, it will continue to be the reality of life every few years, every few months. It doesn't, this is a evergreen format and the way of business, right? So nowadays, how you deal with scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, being able to accurately measure what you're doing in terms of, saving and creating a little sustainable behavior, as he rightly said, I worked for Microsoft and Facebook for many years, and, gradually I saw these bottles were completely phased out. I'm carrying a bottle in my bag, I travel with it, and wherever I get a chance, I fill that bottle up rather than using these bottles. It's a simple step that I have taken in my life, but corporates are taking it from that aspect of, let's say, treating it with the employees. On the back end, why are these ESG software companies thriving? Because they're trying to make sure that the cost of getting that data that helps you make the right decision, and therefore also balance the market dynamics and the cost element for your end product, is controlled really well. So the opportunity really exists. If you do it well, it's a misnomer that if you are sustainable, you have to be expensive. You can actually be, there is a part to going, and like every business, you'll burn a big hole initially and then you will kind of get economies of scale. That will also happen in sustainability. It's a no choice. If we keep doing business and have no planet, what's the point? So somewhere that rationalization will come, combination of regulator, combination of technology, combination of new startups that will create new solutions. I saw one of the Korean startups out there who's kind of creating that biodegradable box, right? They're doing it. And I'm sure they'll find takers. Why are we in this EV revolution? It's because it's kind of little sustainable. Initially it costs you a bomb, 50% of the cost of the vehicle is battery. But, you have to now figure out the recycling part of it. And then the recycling element, which is going to come to, let's say, countries like India in the future, you have to figure out a strategy of how to do it. Otherwise, you'll become the world's dumping yard. So I think it's important to start taking that into consideration.
Sorry, just wanted to clarify one thing. My stance is not against ESG. My stance is against government-mandated ESG, right? I mean, if you have market-based mechanisms, it works. So, right? Supply chain is exactly.
So just to add, so since all of us are scared about being anti-ESG, a lot of my portfolio companies will qualify for ESG. They are, all the ESG funds would love them, but we invested into them because they make commercial sense.
So we've done it. Yeah. Okay, great. So ESG was not the most mundane topic. The jury is still out whether Japan can take a shower or not, right? But, with that, a very, very warm thank you to all my fellow panelists and to the audience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think it was quite an interesting discussion. And the jury is still out, whether ESG and AI, how they're going to shape up, but very, very interesting insights. Thank you all the panelists for joining us and giving us their inputs and their ideas. And I'm sure everybody here liked listening to them talk and gaze into the crystal ball for the future, which is just coming in a month. That is 2024. With this, now we are on to the last and the most important part of this demo day today, which is the pitch competition. I have already shared judging criteria with the jury members. Jury members will also be getting, I think you have already got those sheets where you will be scoring the startups. The criteria has been detailed further in those sheets. You can take a look at that. As I've already mentioned, we would also need our audience to help us select the crowd favorite. So please listen to the pitches carefully. And you have the QR code again, which you can scan, which is right here. You can scan it and it will open a Google form. Please give your rating for the startup. Again, how you would rate them. Did you understand the product? Do you think the speaker engaged with you? How was the pitch delivery? But please consider that many of our Korean founders are not English speakers. Their first language is not English. So please have that consideration in your mind. You should also consider the visual aid or presentation that they have made. They have spent a lot of time and effort in making that. So please give enough attention to it. And most importantly, please see if the product assesses the need of the Indian market. Because this was an India market entry program. So it is very important that you understand how are these products catering to the India market and is it a good fitment. The format will be 5 minutes for pitches and 2 minutes for Q&A. Couple of startups might not be going for the Q&A considering the language barrier. So please excuse them on that and rate them on the pitch itself. For today's jury, we have 7 jury members who will be evaluating the startups. You've already heard from Mr. Rahul Agarwala, who was in the panel. He is in the jury. Mr. Japan Vyas from Roots Ventures, he is also in the jury. Mr. Anil Taneja from Venture Catalyst, he is also agreed to be part of the jury. Apart from this, we have few more people joining. Please wave as I call your names. So we have Mr. Mohammad Imtiaz, co-founder and CEO of Raho. We have Miss Anuja Dhawan, co-founder of Diverse. We also have Miss Neha Lakwara, AVP at Agility Ventures. And from our side, we have Mr. Rajiv Batla, CEO of the Circle Work, who is in the jury. So, before we begin, there is a...
Hey everyone, my name is Jacob, and I'm the founder and CEO of Resi. Hey everyone, my name is Jacob, and I'm the founder and CEO of Resi. We are a global startup based in Seoul, and last year we also participated in the same program that you're in now. Unfortunately, we came in second place, but that's okay. The program was an incredible experience for our team. Not only did it bring us closer to the second largest group of our software users, but it showed us a first-hand look at the vibrant startup ecosystem that India has to offer. During our time in the program, we managed to get over 27,000 new users, as well as meet many new university partners in person. Overall, an incredible experience. I hope the program has been as successful for you and your business as it was for us, and I hope everyone enjoys the demo day. Thank you.
So, this was Jacob. He was part of the program last year, and this was a message from him. And with that, we will start the pitches. You know, in Korean, when you are wishing someone, saying all the best, there's a term called "hwaiting," which sounds like fighting. So this is the term that we use, and it means keep fighting, never give up. So let's all together give a fighting to all our startups over here. Fighting. Can we say that all together? Fighting. I will say 1, 2, 3, and please say fighting. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Fighting. Awesome. Thank you so much. So with that, I would now request our first founder. The company is McKinley Rice, which is into HR tech. The founder himself could not join us, but his team is there, and Victor and Ritu will be presenting from their side. McKinley has developed a solution that can verify a job applicant's academic background, career, identity, as well as evaluate their capability through an integrated process. With that, I would ask Victor to come in. You have 5 minutes. All the best.
Thank you so much. So a warm and a hearty good evening to one and all present here. Annyeonghaseyo. So my name is Victor Sampson. I work as a software engineer at McKinley Rice. With me is Ritu.
Hello everyone, good evening and namaste. My name is Ritu. I am a business development lead in McKinley Rice.
So we are here to tell you something about our in-house product, that is Red Rope. But before telling that, we would like to tell you something about McKinley Rice. So McKinley Rice is a cross-platform tech outsourcing company. So basically what we do is we connect companies to the candidates, and we make it easy. So McKinley Rice basically helps you with business incorporation, recruitment automation, office rentals and device rentals, and employee management.
So yes, so may I know that anybody would like to counter that? What are the challenges that companies are facing nowadays in terms of hiring? Like if you are going to hire the candidates, that what is exactly challenges that HRs are facing, and like anybody would like to add on something? Okay, I'll come to that point. So basically, first of all, the first challenge is the main challenge is whether the key skill set for the particular job position is a match with the candidate or not, right? And the second problem or the challenge is basically whether if they are doing, they are just lying during the assessment basically, or during the, the interview sessions. If we are asking them to attempt any of the questions or the test, so they tries to do the cheatings criteria as well, right? It's not applied to everyone, but yes, we have faced it. So, and the third is basically how to verify these candidates, because if the candidates are saying, for example, that they are having this much of experience in this company, so how do we verify it? So companies are hiring the third-party vendors for the same, right? So here we are having a solution by introducing 3 modules we are having. First is assess module. In this, we are introducing our AI tool we are having, who is just going to generate an assessment for you in few seconds only on the basis of your job position which you are looking for. And you can simply just share the link with the candidates, and candidates can attempt those assessments. And assessment can be on the basis of the experience level you are looking for. For example, the intermediate level, the beginner level, the expert level of questions you are looking for. And mainly the third part, basically the verification module. So we are using the Aadhaar verification system module here, which is IVS system. So it is going to give you a check that if the candidate is basically committing on something, so whether it's true or not. And on the third part, in the resume screening or something, so basically this is the flow, this is the pattern that companies are following nowadays. First of all, the resume screening is there. Second, making the cold callings. And third, they are just checking with the communication skills. And fourth, after that, there is a key responsibilities check, right? So it increases the TAT. So basically our main agenda and the main role is to, just cut down the TAT of hiring, and this is the main solution for it. So yes, Victor.
So basically we are using blockchain and artificial intelligence, as we were having a conversation related to artificial intelligence. So basically what we are doing is we have an automated resume review system. So we take out data from resumes and we store all the things into the blockchain so that the validity of the resume is authentic, a particular candidate is authentic. So we also have automated job interviews. So as there are many candidates, so it's not possible for a company to take interviews of all the candidates. So what we are doing is we are helping you to generate questionnaires, and also our AI system would help you to assess that. So basically this helps, AI helps us in here. Also, like we have a dedicated HR management team, which is situated in our offices. Basically, our offices are in India, like in Noida, Pune, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. So for the attendance, our HR professionals are there who take care of that. Apart from that, like currently we are having like 2 lakh candidates. So it becomes very easy for organization to get candidates with such a large number of pool of interviews.
Yes, so thank you, Victor. So here on the left side of the screen, you can just see the view from the candidate side, whether like while they are just attempting the assessment. So basically, as he explained about the blockchain security, the cheating criteria I was explaining to. So it is basically giving a check to a recruiter party that first of all, there are few checks that they have to attempt the test from the laptop or the system only. And the second check, they cannot switch the escape button or switch on to any other tab. Thirdly, there is through the blockchain security, we are just monitoring the recordings basically. So it's just that it's just capturing the pictures of yours of every moment and few seconds, which will gonna give you a check that whether the person is cheating or not. And on the right side, you can just see there is a result from the recruitant side. You can just see that if there is 3 section that what is the grade, like what candidate has graded in which section. There is in resume, you can just click on the link, you can just get the resume. Then in there is a completion date and time, and you can just check on with the answers as well. Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about where McKinley Rice enters the market. So as you can see that like application system, tracking system market in Asia is around like $2 billion, and the forgery prevention system is around $2.1 billion in India. So here's in the intersection you can find where McKinley Rice enters the market, that is of 550 million in India. Also you can see that how we are good from the competitors. We are good in terms of like accuracy, the time taken to vet candidates, and also like service charges. Okay, so recently we have launched our product. So you can see here the exponential growth of our product. So currently we are having 55,000 active users in November, and we are predicting that this thing grows in the similar fashion. This is a screenshot of the Google Analytics where you can see that there is 80% engagement in our website. So finally, this is our C-suite who has helped us create this product. So here is the CTO, the COO, the CSO, and the CEO of our company. So that's all from our side. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Any questions from the jury members?
You did not mention about your future plans, so would love to know what are your future projections and plans.
I guess Ritu would be the best one to answer this.
Yes, so basically as we are new to the Indian market, right? So we just are looking for the collaboration with the many corporates and the campuses. So we are having a collaboration with the campuses in terms of getting connection with the candidates so that we can just make an ecosystem with the both. And corporates will be able to get interns and the freshers with the collaboration. And on the first point, they will be able to, have the practice on that campuses are giving the 100% recruitment, because initially we are just giving a collaboration to the both parties. Yes, thank you.
You're using AI. One thing is, reading the resume, and second is assessing the resume.
Assessing and also
what are the parameters that you're using to assess?
Basically, the question and answer system here is segregated into 3 parts. One is the MCQ, second one is the writing part, and the third is coding round. So for the MCQ and coding, we have a particular answer for that. But for the writing questions, we judge them based on their the keywords that they are selecting, what they are writing. So we take out keywords from there, and then we assess based on what is the question and what should be the answer for that. We are using ChatGPT on the backend for the same.
You're using ChatGPT.
Yes.
Have you developed your own AI technology, or it is a tool?
No, like we have created a mediator which helps us to communicate to the chat GPT, and then like we use it in our backend.
How many you have engaged the candidates? How many candidates have you engaged with the?
Like as I currently mentioned, like 55,000 current users are there.
The users are there, but how many you have actually engaged with the employers?
Of like 40,000? 40,000 around.
40,000. And what is the time period in which you have done it?
1.5 months.
1.5 months. So you have launched it 1.5 months back.
Yes, in October only.
Okay. And which is the employer, biggest employer you have?
Revamp Moto, they were in a Shark Tank season 1, and there was one position which was open for around 6 months, vehicle integration engineer, and after a collaboration and following the procedure, it got closed in nearby 17 days only.
Employer you told is?
Revamp Moto. Revamp Moto. Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
From the next startup onwards, we'll take only 2 questions because of time limit. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Ritu. Jury members, you have the scoring sheets with you. Please, if you could score them while the next startup is coming, that would be great. Also, audience members, please scan the QR code which is there right here and score the startup, how you felt the presentation was, the product was, all the criteria that we have shared. Next up, I would like to invite Dohun Han from Leebridge. Over to you, Dohun. All the best.
Good evening. My name is Dohun Han, working at Leebridge for solution development as CTO. I have experience over 15 years power plant design field, and my company Leebridge is a solution provider for the various issues in power plant design industry. So let me start today's presentation. So most people know that the electricity is generated at power plant, but how the electricity is created may be in unfamiliar question. As shown in this picture, most electricity is generated by a turbine, but the only difference is the fuels. And Leebridge is a startup founded in 2020 that focus on power plant design industry and has extensive experience in the field. Even the power plant design has developed over a long time, a problem still remains to be solved. In the FEED stage, a lot of money and time is invested for complex design performed by humans, and it is difficult to connect the output from the FEED stage to the detailed design because the design platform is different. And each customer wants to use a special strategy to improve their competitiveness. And next is pipe support. More than 5,000 support must be designed for each power plant unit, which carries the numerous design changes. Also, designer must spend a lot of time to train design platform from various support manufacturers. Lastly, when producing the product of various sizes with similar shapes, it takes a lot of time to create repeated design and production drawings. Moreover, the demands for intelligent 3D model is increasing recently. So the problems mentioned before are summary of the problems we felt while we working in power plant design field, and we started development of an automatic design solution to solve these problems. So the three solutions have basically automatic functions to kill the human errors and save man-hour. So these are the solutions. The first one is air plant. This solution reduces pit design time and cost with easy layout plan creation and automatic routing function. The second one is air support. On basis of integrated support manufacturer's database, it automatically selects the suitable products according to the design condition. And it provides a convert function between support manufacturers. Those are dramatically reducing the design time and cost. The last one is LAMP. It reduces also design time and cost by automatically creating modeling and drawing using parameters. So as you can see, the global market, global 3D CAD market maintains continuously growth. The CAGR is over 6%, and it is a sustainable business as long as people use electricity. Especially the APEC and Euro market targeted by leverage account for more than 50% of the total market. Yes, as you can see here, our solutions are already working on some projects with domestic companies. And also we are discussing about signing an air support supply contract with the KEPCO ENC, the Korean electricity company. And we have completed the test bed with Siemens Energy, and now we are discussing the follow-up processes. More than half of the Rebridge employees have more than 10 years of extensive experience of power plant business. And the company our company specializes in providing completely customized solution based on patent technology. So our business model is very simple. Developing the initial program, and we sell it. We target to sell to the named companies such as KEPCO, Siemens, and GE. And then, on basis of that reference, we trying to change the solution to the commercialized program, and we sell it to the unspecified companies. That is our business model. And now you can see mostly our solutions are in page 2 and 3. Teams. Lastly, let me introduce Leverage teams. There are two divisions. One is a solution development, and another one is business development. Today's PPT was focused on the solution development. And then, as you can see here, there are 5 people with 11 to 15 years experience, and they are the driving force behind the leverage. Yes, that's all for today's presentation, and thank you for your attention. Any questions?
already won the contract with Siemens?
Now we are discussing about the test bed and the trial the staging. We don't have the contract yet.
Any revenues now? You're generating any revenues as of now?
For solutions,
Yeah.
we have the experience. We have the one Indian company, PHSL, and the other the revenues from the Korean domestic companies.
Okay. How much?
For Indian companies, we have 50,000 only at this moment, but I think we will getting bigger.
All the best.
Yeah.
One more question? Yes. One
Okay.
more question.
Yes.
Do you make money only during the plant design phase, or is there anything to do with maintenance of the plant also?
Yeah, actually, our solutions are using for only for design pages, but as you know, normally the companies are working steadily with the continuous project. That's why our solutions on basis of the license supply per years. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Dohun. So, after heavy engineering, we have an entrepreneur who is changing the world for solo female globe trotters. So, please welcome Hyo Jeong Kim on the stage.
She can travel anywhere. Thank you. Raise your hands if you have traveled solo. Raise your hands. Look around. Look around. The number one question that I told my family and friends that I'm coming to India, everyone asked me, is India safe for solo female travelers? Hi, I'm Hyo, CEO and founder of Nomad Her, where we believe that women can grow and they can adventure and they can dream through traveling. If there is investor him, like the previous session, we are innovating the world where women can travel. The solo female travel industry is growing rapidly, but still traveling solo as a female traveler is not that easy as you can imagine. A lot of women, over 80% of them, they are saying safety as the major concern when they think about traveling as a solo female traveler. Still, a lot of information about the safety is very scattered. It's really hard to find on Reddit and even TripAdvisor. And that's what we are doing. We are #1 growing platform for solo female travelers, where we really want to increase and empower women that they can travel and dream. Currently, Nomad Her has 3 main functions. Think of it as a Bumble and TripAdvisor for female travelers. First, you can meet and connect with verified, trustworthy female travelers. Second, you can find safety tips written really from the solo female traveler. And last but not least, as our one of business plan, these female travelers can participate in our organized female travel trips. For the past 5 years, women represent, as you can see, huge number of solo travelers, and women are the one who get the credit card and they are paying for this travel market. Travel experts say targeting for female travelers is too huge to be a niche market. And that's what we are doing. Currently, our business model consists of B2C and B2B. When it comes to B2C, we are taking 30% of margin rate for our organized female travel camps, which is currently being held in Busan, Jeju, Pali, and soon hopefully to be in Goa in India to empower Indian women. When it comes to B2B model, a lot of global luxury brands like Dior, McLaren, even tourism organizations are partnering with Nomad Hers as we are having their persona First, who are economically very stable, coming from certain background, who are ready to travel 2 to 3 times per year. They want to share data insights, and they also want to do advertisements on Nomad Her platform. Yes. Nomad Her stands out as one of the unique female-focused female travel platform in the world. We have a lot of competitors, but as recently we have gained the grand championship by United Nations as the most innovative travel platform for women out of 2,000 startups in the world, and we are keep growing. Yes. Why am I in India? Actually, we have recently, this year we found out that India, Bangalore, and Delhi start to really raise with the number of Indian female travelers. They all love what we do. Our major traffic comes from New York, San Francisco, Paris, and Seoul, but India is now becoming number 5th, and we see that actually we can really target 1 billion female travelers in India. Yeah. So far, we have raised $1 million US. We wish to raise 4 million starting from next year. We really want to empower 1 million women with this 10 times annual growth, what we have seen so far. And we believe that we can change the world how women can dream. Our team consists of amazing, dynamic, and motivated team members. Previously, I have worked for UNESCO and also Google of South Korea, where I have invested over 400 million US dollars in European VCs. And our dynamic team members, we believe what we do. So, sharks, what do we say? We want to change the world where women can travel. And also currently, we are hiring for developers, UI UX designer, marketing, and social media team members. So if you're interested in, please come and talk to me. Let's empower women through traveling. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yes, business model. So think of Nomad Her as a marketplace where women can join a women-organized travel retreats. So right now we are having Nomad Her Bali Women Surfing Camp in Bali, in South Korea, soon to organize in India, and we are actually growing our female travel camps. At the same time, a lot of B2B partners like Lufthansa, Air France, a lot of luxury goods are really interested in advertising through Nomad Her, as we are targeting specifically women with a high potential consuming power. Yes.
I have a question. So, how are you ensuring not to have the fake accounts?
Yes. So that is the issue. If you have any idea, please come. We don't know why. So for only Indian men try to enter Nomad Her with their fake account. Really, I'm not kidding. Only Indian men. And I'm quite lost if you have some solution. So what we do right now, we have our own verification system where first we ask you to upload your ID card, usually passport. You need to take a selfie with this ID. And this is something what a lot of Bumble, these dating apps are doing. But so far, still we are open for your suggestion. Yeah.
What you're doing, very unique, right? I think you found a great slice of the travel market. How are you acquiring users? Where and what are the main channels for you, and which countries?
Yeah, so right now over 90% of traffic, if you go to our Instagram at NOMAD/HER, we have over 150K followers. 90% of them coming from our original unique contents. So we believe that no matter, we are really strong for creating contents, and we know what female consumers want. Yes.
Thank you so much. It's a fantastic idea. I truly feel that this is a problem of women to travel solo in terms of fear. What is the largest use case that people come to in the app? Single largest use case.
So why people use this app?
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of
over
features.
90% of them, they want to meet other verified female travel buddies. So let's say I actually met our Nomad Her user in Goa, who was from Gurgaon. So if I go to Goa with Nomad Her, I can choose the date from when to when I'm traveling, where I'm traveling, and actually I can meet the verified Nomad Her user through the app. And they prefer to use Nomad Her rather than any other like Bumble or Tinder or other even Facebook group, which can have fake accounts. Yes.
Hi. Quick one. You spoke a lot about safety. So on your B2C, you're doing camps, and that's your key model. How do you reassure safety when women come into your app?
Yeah, so a lot of women who are using No Matter Her, what they want is not SOS call or calling to police. They really told us, hey, yo, you know what? Even 70-year-old grandma is traveling with No Matter Her. Even my sister, who is 18-year-old, is traveling with No Matter Her. It really inspired me to dream. So we think that we are creating community where women can say, oh my God, there are so many women out there who are traveling. If I'm traveling solo, I'm alone. But if everyone starts to travel solo, you're not alone anymore. And that's what we do. Thank you.
Thanks, Yo. Thank you so much. So, audience, please do share your ratings. You just have to scan the QR code and also give the score for Leabridge, which was the earliest startup, if you haven't done already. We'll just pause for 10 seconds so that you can do the scoring, also jury members and the audiences alike. Okay. Before we invite the next speaker, the founder, okay, I'll not tell the name first. How many of you here have come to try Korean food? Okay, great. So because we do have some authentic Korean food prepared by Korean chefs and with authentic Korean ingredients. And who's doing that? We have the next founder here who started Sinsa Soul Cafe last year as being part of this program. And this year, he started Soul Station. So please welcome Jinsu O. Andrew.
Hello, everyone. I think my pitching is the most easiest things in the among the members. This is Andrew. I'm the founder of the Lawit Corporation, and this year we launched the Seoul Station, which is called Indian Style Korean Street Food Franchise and Delivery. Last year, we opened the one cafeteria, which is called the Sinsa Seoul Cafe in Satyanikita, near the Korean embassy. And we provide the genuine Korean food. And we have provided many kinds of events in our shop. Everyone knows about the K-pops and BTS, whatever. So every time we have an event on there and give the Korean culture. Not more than Korean Culture Center, but I think we are second. So we received a lot of kinds of the feedbacks of the customers. But we are thinking, so we have to expanding about our business, our brand, such as the Wow Momo and Yum Yum Cha, because it is very well known in the India. It is like overseas food. For me, it's overseas food, but they change it in the Indian styles. So the reason I think is because the market size is very sexy. So franchise is about 400 billion rupees in the 2021, and delivery sales is about 70 billion rupees the market size. So we thought for the expanding our business, so we have to go not for the Korean genuine food. We have to go Indian style Korean food. It's very big difference. I'm sorry, but for the Korean people, there's a lot of pictures would be a little bit weird. Okay, so I saw the problems. I talked with our customer, and there's a reasons because our food price is expensive and was too sweet with the different ingredient, and need more something toppings and need the vegetarian menus and more ingredient food Indian likes. So I called my brother. Yeah, this is me, and this is my brother. And my brother came from Australia and Japan. So because he experienced about the street food in Korean street food in Australia and Japan. and he is my partner. He is also owner of the finance firm. But because for the decrease of the gap between the Korea and India ingredient, so he is contribute to the menus together. So follow the data. Average delivery price is about 300 rupees in the Zomato, per person who is ordering. So normal Korean restaurants, they provide about 600, more than 800 rupees. So we are target is about 200, 300 rupees for developed. And left one is real Korean fried chicken, and it is very sweet. It's very sweet for us. And we are change it because reduce the sweet and then spicy. So you can try the after 6 o'clock over there, we already prepared. And left side is normally Korean restaurant, we are having the Korean ramen. But right one is because the customers' requirement, we changed our recipes. I don't know that in India, they always like something is food like this, food. So it's like, looks empty, so it's like small. So we changed it, follow the customer's idea. And even the chicken dog also, there is cheese dog in the world, but we invented kinds of paneer kondok too for the vegetarian menu. And like triangle kimbap is well-known Korean street food, so we re-change it with the masala. So it's like kinds of masala kimbap. It's in Korean, Indian style Korean food, and with the sweet too. So actually, tomorrow is our pre-open day. We will open in our last Nagar. For the cost, I already entered the Korea State Street Fair in this year in Gurgaon over there. And we sold out only 3 hours. We prepared only 150 pieces and sold out only 3 hours. And even we entered the battleground competition and last month, and with the various franchise over there. And they selected our food. And last different thing is, in Korea is very famous nowadays is photo sticker machine. And this month, I already contracted with the InSport company. And their machine will be located in our shop. Each machine in every shop. And one more thing is, there is a Korean girl group, the K-pop stars, and important is one of the member is Indian girl, and they will visit our location 11th of December, and we are preparing for I'm communicating with them for being the brand ambassador, but I don't have nothing, so I'm talking. So normally we can get the new customers in the website, in the social networks. And it took follow our experience. This cost is only 1.5 rupees per person. I mean the potential customer who is press the profile and then come into our Instagram. 1.5 rupees only. So our business model is very simple from the direct sales and produce the sales. So I already made the produce sales too. Over there's a Gung restaurants. We are starting to produce our kondok to their shop. And third is loyalty of the franchise. Till 2026, we will have 3 official shops and 10 franchise. We will arrive 17 crore sales. I'm very happy I can present it in here about my challenge, because today is the youngest day I can challenge. Thank you very much. Yes.
Having cafes is a very capital intensive, business plan. So, what is the capital you invest in one cafe to open?
Actually, that was there, but I erased it. So about the 30 lakhs, 25 till the 30 lakhs, depends on the location. And then we supposed have 6 to 8 lakhs per month sales.
Since you said your specialty is the ingredients and the chefs, so how you are catering this problem? Because in India, you won't be able to find good Korean chefs. So how are you tackling with that?
That was, I'm sorry, but that was also my previous presentation was there, because there's a problem of the employee. Because I don't know why, but the chef on the hotel or restaurants, they don't want to teach, educate their employee. I don't know, because they think that is their own property. So we prepared all of the recipe notes. So we are making them communicate them and share them. So of course there is now today my brother didn't come. Only there's just 3 Indian cooks and managers, and then they are doing over there themselves. Now I'm here. I don't cook, I'm here. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew. So you are bringing Korean food and culture to India one cafe at a time. So before we invite the next startup, please again request you to share your ratings, scoring for the startup. We are nearly halfway there. So now I'd like to invite Lina An, founder and CEO of D-Bridge. And the thing is, she has actually left her 1-month-old baby at home to come and participate in this demo day. So great to have you, Lina. Over to you.
Thank you. Hi, good evening. I'm the founder and CEO of D-Bridge. We're actually a medtech platform enabling doctors to provide facial aesthetic procedures to their clients via education, community, and marketplace. Do you know who she is? Famous celebrity from Korea? No? Well, it's actually me with a lot of filters on the photo. The reason why I'm showing this photo is that now the Korean government is actually allowing such photos on official ID because everyone wants to look good everywhere. But people also want to look good in real life too. So the beauty standards across the world has risen due to increase of social media popularity. And people get invisible peer pressure from the social circle, and people want to become famous on social media, and people can spend on such procedures due to higher income. So with this increasing demand from the clients, more doctors are now wanting to do such procedures in their clinics, but the doctors are not quite equipped. I was talking to a lot of doctors in Mumbai last week at our booth. And doctors were telling me that they are getting now 20 times more inquiries by their patients compared to 4 to 5 years ago. And also by doing such procedures in their clinics, it could increase their income by up to about 20 times. For instance, you do 2 hours of a root canal treatment, they can only charge $7,000. But they do 15 minutes of a simple filler procedure, they can charge up to 18,000 rupees. So the problem is not actually on the demand side, but it's actually on the supply side. Because doctors lack education from the school. Such procedure is not taught in the ordinary curriculum and medical school. And by using low quality products, it leads to bad results. And aesthetic procedures are costly due to fragmented supply chain. So we are trying to solve this problem by enabling doctors to provide these procedures by providing services, by upskilling them with our on and offline courses, and enhancing skills by peer reviews on our platform, and providing high quality products on our marketplace. So, why doing all this? Because the beauty and facial aesthetic industry is growing very fast globally. If you look at it, it's valued at $6 billion right now globally and expected to grow by $25 billion by 2031. And same in India, it's growing fast and it's expected to grow up to about $2 billion by 2028. So this is how our platform looks like. So there's a community, marketplace, and videos for doctors to learn. So we're basically an online community with reward system, but we have doctors coming in through our platform, through our offline courses and also online contents. And we also are tied up with some of the KOLs to give peer reviews and things like that on doctors' clinical cases. And we also have pre-filtered, vetted, good quality medical device products for doctors to buy. So our business model is very simple. It's basically B2C sales of course and products. And we charge 10 to 30% of commission of sales to the manufacturers. So we have actually launched our platform last week in Mumbai, and over 2 days we have 90 doctors who have signed up and over 100 doctors who want to learn from us, from our offline courses. And we're actually exhibiting today in Delhi at AOMSI, and we already have another 70 doctors who have signed up just today. So this is attraction. So we aim to have 2,000 doctors on our platform by end of next year, and our revenue is projected to be at 2 crores in the next quarter, and to grow by end of 2 years, 22 crores of quarterly revenue. Okay, so this is how this is the overview of the market. So it's basically divided into 2 main segments, offline and online. And if you look at online, it's either purely community-based or online mall-based. But we are very unique in a sense that we are social marketplace where it's backed up by strong a community of doctors. So we have actually already raised 62 lakh seed investment last year, and have been granted by the government as a startup on a few occasions. And we are currently raising pre-Series A round of 3.7 crore for marketing, platform development, operation, and product cost. This is our team. We are expert in this area in terms of sales and marketing. I have actually studied dentistry in UK and also have studied management. And I've been in healthcare industry myself as well. And we have Sandeep as a sales head of SAARC countries. He has been in this industry for 20 years and he has managed pan-India sales and dental implant company. So we have already tied up with our partners, both from India and Korea, with a lot of doctors and like schools and manufacturers from Korea. And we have been incubated by both global and Korean bodies. So if you're interested in getting in touch with us, please feel free to contact us. Thank you. Any questions?
Check. How much do you charge typically for platform fee or for the courses? Could you just give a rough estimate of that? Yeah.
So basically, to get to the platform, it's free, but our courses charge around cost of minimum of 12,000 rupees to 25,000. Yes. And they also buy the products from us. So each box of filler costs around 7,500 rupees.
What do you see as the competition today in India or globally?
Competition? Well, I mean, you've seen how there are some distributors mainly focusing on just selling the products, right? But I mean, to cover pan-India market, you have to sell through sub-distributors. And that way you are giving away the profit margin to the sub-distributors. So you end up selling it too expensive to your end users. But our value is that we sell directly B2C to doctors from the manufacturers. And we only just take 10 to 30% of commission, right, on revenue. So that's the difference between the competitor and us. Sourced from Korea, yes. Yeah, because we are actually leading aesthetic market globally from Korea. So, thank you. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Right. Actually, I mean, I studied dentistry too. Actually, the dentists are the real experts of head and neck. And legally, even in India right now, dentists are allowed to perform such procedures. A lot of doctors are now trying to expand their scope of work in dental clinics. Like, for instance, you do veneers, and the patient might want a perfect smile, so you might add on fillers around the nasolabial fold and doing some lip volumization with fillers and things like that. So, it comes with it. Yes, yes. Actually, dermatologists globally are just focusing on prescribing drugs or doing lasers to treat actual disease, but not actually doing the beauty procedures. Yes.
Thank you, Lena. Okay, so we are halfway there. We have another 5 startups to go. And the next startup, actually, they are solving a problem that we are facing, all of us are facing every day here in Delhi NCR. So please welcome Mr. Hyo Kong Lee from Air Lab.
Hello, namaste. I am Airlab CEO Lee Hyo Kwang. Airlab is a respiratory healthcare manufacturer for the nasal and oral cavity, and would like to introduce 3 products to you today. Fine dust entering through the nasal cavity is a group Vinca Sinogen. It deeply infiltrates the lungs, staying inside the human body for 7 days before being expelled. Additionally, the coronavirus infects the ciliated cells inside the nasal cavity. The first product is nose mask nozzle clean, which can block fine dust and contaminated germs in the air. It is one inside the nose. If you look at the picture of the product, it is a 3-stage assembly type, and it is completed by inserting a Korean natural filter, followed by silicone. Fine hair on the surface of the Korean natural filter block 70% of fine dust, PM2.5 or smaller, and purify 99.99% of bacteria with pale infrared rays and phytoncide. The circular wings of silicone seal the nasal passages and do not drip. Previous nose masks had multiple problems. They were uncomfortable to wear. The flow of wear was impeded due to the use of the woven fabric. Replacement was difficult and costly. There was some nasal drip, and the mask looked obvious to observers. Our product uses a natural Korean Hanji filter that can be easily replaced and is comfortable to wear. This is a video of nose mask nozzle clean.
Fine dust day and night makes wearing masks common these days. By the way, when wearing glasses, having conversation, wearing makeup, does wearing masks make it uncomfortable? AirLab introduces the new type nasal mask Nose Clean. It's U-type clip and dual tubes that provide secured and comfortable wearing.
I am wearing the nose mask myself. This shows the result of the fine dust test. The mask blocks 70% of PM2.5 dust. The second product is Yes Breast, which is one inside the nose to relieve snoring. It is 100% silicone and has a concept design that naturally expands the nasal cavity. It relieves the snoring sound by improving breathing while sleeping. As a medical device, it has received FDA CE certification. The third product is AirLab endoscope mouthpiece medical device. When you put the earpiece in your mouth, it makes your medical move forward naturally, and your airway opens more widely. It is currently being sold on Amazon USA. Now we are planning to export to India after obtaining CDSCO certification and selling the India market. We have decided to make a joint venture with Decomount Company and receive $1 million investment. Before I came here, we got a 50,000 OEM order from Mexico, or USA pharmaceutical company. This year's sales actually for $150,000, showing a triple growth compared to the previous year. We project sales to be over $23 million over the next 4 years, allowing us to distribute previous over $7.5 million. This is a great investment opportunity. We have received patents in Korea, USA, China, and Japan for both the product. This has been our company limited or future unicorn company. Thank you.
So this is actually BTS Jungkook, if you see. So he uses this product. So you can imagine the quality of the product. Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee will not be taking questions. Yeah, so he's actually got samples for everybody which he will be distributing. It's outside, so please go to his table and he's sharing it with everybody. Next up, we have a very interesting startup. They have been working in the tier 2, 3 and rural areas of India and trying to create a social change. So I would now like to request the country head of Lab SD, Rory Lee, to present.
Namaste, good evening everyone. My name is Rory and I represent Lab SD for Indian operation. First of all, I'd like to thank you for joining today's demo day. I hope you're enjoying. So Lab SD, we started from this problem, the global blindness. This is a big problem considering that there are 253 million people who are either blinded or visually impaired in the world, and most of them live in low and middle income countries due to the shortage of health infrastructure and health human resources. The good news is that most of the diseases are preventable by one time of screening and treatment. However, early diagnostic of the retina-based eye diseases is very important because they are stoppable but irreversible. And in India, there is high prevalence of blindness and visual impairment, and with the rise of the diabetic retinopathy as a complication is expected to be the leading cause of blindness in India. More fundamental problem behind the blindness is the poverty caused by it, which means the more you are poor, you will be more likely to be blind, and if you're blind, you will become poor more easily. So the problem we want to solve in one line is to eliminate the preventable blindness in resource-limited conditions and poverty caused by it. Members of Lab SD has been working to solve this problem for the last 10 years in the field of global eye health as a researcher, NGO worker, and finally as a startup. So based on our experience and expertise, we're proudly proposing iLike as a solution. iLike is a digital eye health solution consisting of one, cost-effective digital ophthalmoscope that screens retina-based eye diseases. Second, AI-based clinical decision supporting system and teleophthalmology system. And three, the health information system. I'm going to tell you how they work organically to solve the problem. Firstly, the cost-effective digital ophthalmoscope, which functions with smartphones, will be placed in the primary healthcare center in the marginalized area. And any health professionals in the center who don't have any diagnostic knowledge will capture the patient's retina images. And once the images are collected through the iLike mobile application, they will be transferred to the health information system where doctors will provide the telemedicine service. So as a result, we can solve the problem of shortage of the proper diagnostic tool and health human resources. And on top of that, we're providing AI-based clinical decision supporting system to better support the health professionals' diagnosis on the spot. And talking about how cost-effective our device is, its prices is under $1,000 US, which is the 1/30th of the conventional devices in the market. And now you may wonder how this innovation was possible. We could keep the price down by using the used smartphones in collaboration with the used smartphone providers. So the pictures we are drawing together is extending the smartphone's product life for the circular economy and promoting the eye health of people at the same time. Isn't it wonderful? And furthermore, we are currently developing online donation module to achieve the patient's continuum of care after diagnosing. And iLike has been under pilot projects in 5 different countries, including India, with 4 different prestigious tertiary eye hospitals. And during the pilot, we have screened 37,000 patients and raised $3 million US as funding. And based on the successful pilot projects, now we're at the stage of commercialization. The first phase of the business model will be the sales of devices and software, which will be advanced to the provision of AI services, and finally to the big data analysis. We plan to enter India market in early 2024. We have established the company here, and the medical device registration is in progress, and we were able to build the distributor networks through this KSC program. And while doing the business, we'll create 120,000 jobs, and we'll screen more than 650 million people. And we see the market size in India is over $100 million US, most of solely from the eye healthcare sectors. So for the first 3 to 5 years, we'll focus on securing the opportunities in NGI hospitals and the private eye clinics in Tier 2 to Tier 4 cities. And we will move on to the governmental procurement system in the next 10 years. So the one lesson we have learned in the last 10 years is that we cannot solve this problem alone. That's why we're defining iLike as an ecosystem, inviting different partners from various fields. Will you be joining LabSD's journey to eliminate the avoidable blindness? Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Well explained, Ruri. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. So we have our in-house development team, and we also produce hardware by ourselves. Thank you.
Thanks, Ruri. So we just have 3 more startups to go, and next startup that we are calling on the stage, he's actually creating a world-class tech team in India to solve a global problem. So please welcome Jay Kim from Diveroid.
Namaste. Hi, this is Jay, CEO and founder of Diver Team. As I'm a professional scuba diver since 10 years back, I've accumulated more than 1,000 dives. What keeps drawing me back to underwater? The underwater is simply captivating. It's beautiful, mysterious. Sometimes it's presenting a different realm to explore. I believe this fascination is the key reason a driving force behind the market keeps growing. So the markets are growing 70% every year, and the divers are spending $1,500 to get new diving gears every year, and 8 million divers are worldwide, and 1 million new enthusiasts are joining this fund each year. So as a result, 4 billion market size stands for the diving gears. We identified an opportunity in this booming market, that is a lack of digitalization. So we built an innovative solution that transforms smartphone into all-in-one dive gear, such as diving computer, underwater camera, video recorder, compass, and logbook. If you don't like to buy those gears separately, you'd have to pay more than $3,000. But it covers all the functionalities just in $300. We launched this product on the global crowdfunding platform Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and it surpassed more than $1 million, and we ranked the most funded project in Kickstarter entire history in diving gear. Thank you. And our product has been featured in Samsung Galaxy official commercial film, and I was selected one of the Forbes 30 under 30 leader. But do you know what is the most important, most valuable thing we have gained from our customers? That is data. We have gained 370,000 diving logs and 1.2 million photographs and 300,000 videos from 15,000 active users. We intend to use this data to solve another problem in this market. We aim to tackle the issue that diving trip reservation is complicated and difficult. What aspects are complicated, difficult? First, you cannot see the actual diving data. For example, you cannot see the underwater pictures or the terrains are underwater. And secondly, you still need to use the phone calls or email to make a reservation. Third, you cannot compare the service of the diving resort. So we are going to launch our reservation service platform through the app, so you can make a diving trip in one stop. What services are different from our services? The key is we recycle the real data from our device users. Since we have plenty of the data, and the more divers are using our devices for the diving, the more data are accumulated, and we can use that. We are going to use that data for the users who want to make a diving reservation, so they can refer that diving log data to make a diving reservation. So our business model for the diving reservation is the transaction fee model. So we will take 17% of the revenue for the diving reservation. And yeah, what we are doing in India, we are setting up our software team in here. We already have 10 members in India, and through while we are participating in this program, we hired head of India, and we are looking for another 10 more engineers. And also we are looking for the fundraising, which is 2.5 million. Thank you so much. Question, please.
This is fabulous, really, really good. Just one question, who owns the data? Because, you know, if I'm the individual who's doing a skydiving or scuba diving, right, the data belongs to whom?
Once the diver uses our product, the data is first saved into the device, and it will upload it to the cloud. So we keep that data in our data center.
But I paid for the device, right?
Sorry?
I paid for the device.
Yeah.
And I did a scuba diving with that device, which I paid for.
Right.
But the data can be used by you.
Yeah, so we can use the data for the statistics to show the another users.
But not the videos.
Once the user want to leave their reviews on our platform, it will be published. Or we can use the statistics. Actually, the statistics doesn't need to the private things, so we can use that.
Thanks.
It's purchasable, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay. So, please, again, requesting you, do share your scoring and feedback. Jury members on the sheet and others on the Google form. Now we have the last two starters. Both of them will not be taking any questions, so please give your scoring based on the pitch itself. And yeah, we are just 10 minutes away from the food and drinks which are waiting for you outside. Next up, I would like to invite another dental health startup represented by the founder, Mr. Jeff Lee. DenQ, Jeff Lee. Over to you, Jeff.
Yeah, hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Jeff. I'm CEO and founder for the DenQ implant. Okay, thank you for your time. And today, I'd like to introduce myself about my case of the startup with the dental implant manufacturing business. And also, I'm sure my business is a very safe investment for you. Yeah, I can guarantee. Okay, let's start. Okay, with your health teeth, you can enjoy many things. For example, you can enjoy the delicious many food, and you can exercise your brain also. You can be smart. But without tooth, you must worry, for example, the dementia, or you cannot enjoy many delicious food. And also who is she? Yeah. So, your girlfriend? No. Yeah, nobody like this. So that's why you remember, if we lost our teeth, it's not a small problem. Yeah. The teeth is an essential one for our life. Please remember. Okay, what is solution for her? So if you lost the teeth, this is dental implant system is one of the best solution in the world now. So everybody know that. No question. It's already answered. So our thank you is already prepared our implant system and surgical kit for the dentist. We already supply to in the world over than 100,000 pieces of implant. So it's meaning that our implant system is already verified from field. Let's see the market size. So in the world, the market is already over than the $4 billion, and after 10 years, maybe after 10 years, it will be double. So for the India market, I'm sorry, this is wrong. So the India market is over than $200 million. Yeah, and the dentist number is over than around the 300,000 dentists already registered. It's big number. It's very top of the in the world. And India market is already competitive with many kinds of the implant suppliers. The European, Korean, Israel, and domestic manufacturer also. So one case of in Korea, the Ostem and Dentium is the leaders of implant manufacturer from Korea. They made for example, Ostem is already unicorn company. They made the very nice the profit from the business, the minimum the 20% over than 30%. So that's why my goal is less than 5% of a market share from India. It's meaning the over than the $1 million, and our goal of the profit is 20%. It's nice. And we are the manufacturer, own manufacturer. We have the original technology. That's why we can control the quality and price also. And if we can find any local powerful partner, we can sell any implant right now. Our business model is very kinds of things. The OBM, ODM, or joint venture also. After that, we will make a powerful company, then we will pass the IPO maybe. So our team is we are engineer. We already have over than 15 years for the manufacturing, develop the technology, and we already scale up the implant company. It's Ostem implant. And if we find any local partners here, there will be cover the sales or the clinical study. Maybe they will be the dentist or the power marketer, as like the DBC. So if we can make one team, then we will be the full company, and we can do like become like the Ostem or similar one. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the healthy world.
Thank you, Jeff, and I can also share that we have got great reviews about the product, the dental implants that he has created, and send the samples to a very renowned dentist in the country. So thank you, Jeff, our man from Busan. And the last startup for the day. Okay, so the country representative of Simple Life would be coming. Again, English is not her first language. Please, we will not be taking questions, so please be considerate of that. And do share your scoring based on that. So Joyce, all the best.
Hello, namaste. I'm Joyce, recently joined the Simple Life as a designer. sorry, my throat is very conditioned. On the schedule, I will be presenting instead of my CEO. Our company produced packaging products that are made from bioplastic. We have been developed bioplastic shopping bag and have been sold in the United States. And we are currently working on developing bioplastic cold boxes. This is the photos of actual box. On the right, an image that is actually being sold in the United States. Allow me to explain why we are attempt to enter the Indian market. As you know, the Indian government banned single-use plastic items since July of last year. This ban includes items like straw and packaging film. As a result, the demand for alternative recyclable products such as bioplastic and recyclable paper is increasing. However, the current production capacity only meets 8% of the total demand. Due to the sudden changes, many products have become reliant on imports. It created favorable conditions for us to enter the Indian market early. Usually, there are two methods for using paper in cold boxes. The first method involves applying a liquid to the surface of the paper. However, the liquid method is vulnerable to hot weather. Also, cooling power is not sufficient for cold boxes. The other method is to attach a film to the paper box. Attaching a plastic film to paper box is not eco-friendly. So we have developed the cold boxes that are made from eco-friendly material while maintaining their cooling power. Instead of using plastic films and paper box, the Simple Life cold box uses paper and eco-friendly film called biomass PET film. Biomass PET film will be laminated on the paper to increase cooling power. What is biomass? Biomass is one of the bioplastic material. The biggest difference between plastic and biomass plastic lies in their raw materials. Normal plastics are made from fossil fuels. However, biomass plastics are made from organic materials such as sugarcane. Biomass plastics help reduce greenhouse gas emission and harmful gases when they are burned. We have two products. Left one is a box laminated on one side and the price is low. The box on the right is laminated on the both sides, so it's a double-sided box with increased cooling power. It's more suitable for ice products such as dairy products. This is a comparison between the ice box and the Simple Life box. Experiment with an ice pack in 36-degree hot water with it. During 9 hours, the temperature is similar to that of a regular ice box, so you can tell it's suitable for fresh food. This is the page what we achieved so far. Our business model is similar to Korean cosmetic companies. K-Beauty has grown rapidly. Do you know why? Because K-Cosmetics sells consumables that consumers need to repurchase when they use products. It's easy to repurchase, and this has enabled rapid growth. Like K-Cosmetics companies, we sell consumables and can grow quickly because it can lead to repurchases. The members of the company are as follows. That's it for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. Okay, so with that, we come close to the end of the pitching session. We are now requesting all our jury members to quickly please share your scores, and also everybody in the audience, please scan the QR code and share your feedback, because as you know, the crowd favorite startup we also have to select apart from the jury favorites. So we'll take few minutes, couple of minutes to do that. Collect. Jury members, please do not go away. We would like to invite you on the stage for a minute. So, while the scores are getting collected, Rajiv, do you want to come on the stage and share a few words?
So thanks, Nemesisa, and my heartiest congratulations to all the startups that are here. I think all of you did a phenomenal job. It was very tough for us to actually score. So I hope, as they say, the best team wins today, but it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. I think it was a very close, competitive presentations that all of you made. You've got significantly great products out there, great services out there. So wish you all the best. And as I said, I had a very tough time scoring, but there will always be a winner in such platforms and formats. Having said that, wish you all of you great success in the India market and the global markets in the future. Thank you very much. Anuja, you want to say a few words?
Sure, thanks. I think great. I think myself also found an early stage company. It's called Upwards. I think you guys have really adapted to the user needs, and I think that was very, very evident. And for you guys to come from outside and adapt to what is happening really here is very encouraging to see, I think, for everybody here. So wish you all the best.
Well, firstly, I would like to congratulate all of you for the great efforts and hard work you guys are doing. It's really nice to see that people are making efforts, no hindrance is there. So that's the most important thing. Yes, absolutely, as you know, he said, it is very difficult to score, and you guys have done so much efforts which made us difficult, our difficulty very high to actually rate. So congratulations all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Neha. Any of the other jury members would also like to say a few words? Okay, so I think everybody has shared their scoring sheets. I would request Rajiv, I don't know where he's, just one moment. We are tallying the scores, just give us 2 minutes. Japan sir, just one. Okay, So, while the scores are being tallied, we would like to invite the jury members and also our panel speakers to please join us on the stage one by one so that we can share a small token of appreciation. So, Mr. Yes, we will do. So, one by one we will call you. So, Mr. Rahul Agarwala, Managing Partner, Sensei Ventures, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. We'll take a group picture as well. Mr. Anil Taneja, VP Venture Catalyst.
Fall from the sky. Maybe I miss it for good.
Thank you. Mr. Mohammad Imtiaz, Founder CEO of Raho, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Miss Neha Lakwara, AVP Agility Ventures. Neha, I think she's just stepped out. Okay. Miss Anuja Dhawan, co-founder Diverse. Thank you for joining us today. You are doing so well in AI, so I think it's great to have you. Mr. Jappan Vyas, coming all the way from Mumbai to join us. Thank you so much. I think Neha is there now. Neha, please could you join us on the stage for a small token of appreciation for taking the effort to joining us. Thank you, Rajiv, for being the host. No gift for him. He's the host. He's gifting everybody. Okay, so I think we are nearly ready, or we would need 5 minutes break maybe, because they are just tallying the results. Can we take a group picture, please? All the jury members, please. Can you come? And also, we will then ask the startups also to join after this. Yeah. So, can everybody, all the startups, can you join us for a picture? Yeah, one with the jury and one with the startups. Okay.
Oh my God. You say what? You better watch out. 우린 이미 crossing boom. 달려가고 있어 boom. La la la, me when I roll. La la la, me when I'm savage. La la la, me when I go. La la la, me when I'm badass. Hold up, 빛을 따라서 짜라짜짜 달려내가 run. Go funny, 라따따따따 음색을 열어 난. 1, 2, it's time to go. 후회 없어 난 맞서 나게 버렸지. 날 따라서 움직여 rules. 손끝으로 세상을 두드려 움직여. Yeah, I'm coming. I bring all the drama, I bring drama,
With the startups, can all the startups join us, please?
You know I be kinda like 1, 2, 3 깜짝 놀랄 dancing 길을 거머쥔 주인공은 나 4, 3, 2 going down 쉽게 through 데자vu 같이 그려지는 이미지 날 구지받지 마라 이건 내 드라마 도발은 굳이 안 막아 I'm a stunner 1, 2 it's time to go 타오르는 날 느껴 난 and I love it 새로워지는 rules 내 눈을 따 시작도 I bring all the drama, I bring drama, with my girls in the back, drama, I bring drama, with my world in the back, 나로 시작되는 drama. Into the real world, 다가온 climax, 두려워하지 마, you and I. 함께 써내려가는 story, 날카로운 바다도 너로 시작 드라마
음악 여신이 있다면 고맙다고
join us on the stage, please. Okay, we have the final list of. So can we have the jury members on stage, please? Very hard, and we are very proud of you. But we just have to do this formality, so please, no hard feelings. Do not take it too hard. Okay, are we ready? So we will start with the crowd favorite. Okay, thank you everybody who voted for the startups. The crowd favorite today is my favorite, Ruri Lee from Lab SD. Congrats, Ruri.
Baby, I'm fine, don't worry about me. I'll be okay, 잘 살고 있으니 don't cry.
Congrats, Ruri. As I mentioned earlier, this competition is a formality. So everybody is a winner today. You have worked really hard. The work that you're doing in India is commendable. And again, I mention it, we have been privileged to have been working with you last 4 months and hope to continue this relationship forward. Now, the runner-up is Lena Ann Debridge.
Beat it to the bar, I'm the woman on the moon. 내 머리 위로 사뿐사뿐 gonna feel the gravity. 우린 어떻게 빠져도 in the diggity.
Congratulations, Lena.
Circus around and me 몰라. Look at me now, look at me what? Did you know what? I'm your wannabe, 이뻐들은 못 뺐지. Oh, oh, can't you see, can't you see? Running, some days, come in. Siren.
Your baby must be really proud of you, Lena. Come in. Okay, so the winner of the 1 lakh rupees prize money for today's pitch competition of KSC India 2023 is Girl Power, Hyo Jung Kim from No Matter.
When I'm with you, it all feels different. When I'm with you, it all makes sense. And I know you to feel no different. Woo! There's a magic to how we live it. There's a magic to what this is. It's like a dream and we both take tripping. Woo! All I know is if you walk away, there'll be something.
It's a big day. We have all 3 women entrepreneurs today winning the prizes.
If you walk away, there'll be something. Baby, that's okay.
Congrats, yo. For everybody else, I hope you had a good evening. You're all winners today. Thank you everybody for joining. Please continue enjoying the evening. The party is just getting started.
You know, we might change our mind after having your food, huh?
So the party is just getting started. Please join us and let's have a fabulous evening. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining.
I know what you
work out then. Giving it all on up to you.
Straight on fighter. Flash. 빛이 나는 소리 찰칵. 썰어다 뒤집어줘 발칵. 미카스, 수카스. Chile, you know. Cash. 난번 다음 주전에. Do you really wanna romance?
FC team, can you come? FC team, can you join us for a group picture? FC team, all of you, come.
Tastes like
Yeah,
chili.
FC and KSC team, all of you. Yeah.
And tastes like chili. Philly. Dilly. Tastes like chili. Philly. Dilly. Lady, 보이지 않아 더 걸어간 내일이 오지 않을 것처럼 굴어가 세상을 거꾸로 보네 자신에게 물어보네 나 여기에 있는 네 따끔한 말 Taste your trash 주워 담기엔 바빠 쉬는 날 정원 가꾼 기다리는 나의 flower Chili, you know Fish get the gun on scorpion
Let's have one picture with the, comes out with the,
Gimme, chili
let's have one picture with the team.
Dilly
Let's have
Tastes
one
like
picture.
chili Philly
Come.
Dilly and tastes like chili Philly Dilly tastes like chili Philly Dilly
Come join.
오지 않을 것처럼 굴어가 세상을 거꾸로 보네 자신에게 물어보네 나 여기에 있는 네 We keep it spicy Chili Tastes like chili Dilly
Joyce.
Tastes like chili Dilly 이 노래는 It's about you baby
Korean startups to please join in. We have a small gift of appreciation for your efforts. If we'll call you one by one, please join here. Small token of appreciation. Come, go. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Next up, can we have Joyce? Joyce from Simple Life. Can you please join us? Please come in the picture, man. Thank you. Can I have Mr. Lee from Air Lab join us on the stage, please? Mr. Lee? I think he is distributing his samples to everybody. Then can I have Jay? Jay from Diveroid? Jay, are you there from Diveroid? Yeah. Who's there? Victor and Ritu from McKinley Royce. Can you please join us on the stage, please? Can we have Mr. Dohan Han and David from Leabridge? Can you join us, Dohan and David? Dohan? Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you. Lena, can we have you on the stage for a minute, please? Thank you so much. Thank you. Who else is there? नहीं, रुक जाओ, कोई बात नहीं. Okay, can we have our guest from JBCCI to join us on the stage for a small token of appreciation? Mr. Stephen Kang, please join us. Thank you. Rudy, can we also have you on the stage? Yeah. Audience favorite. We will give the award to Rudy. Yes. Oh, how will Rudy carry everything? Thank you. Do we have Rahul? Can you please join us on the stage for all your help? Representing Hunch Ventures. You can also join. Okay, thank you. Now, can we have Andrew and Praveen from Lovith to join us on the stage, please? Done. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrew. Do we have anybody left who we have not invited on the stage? Kanika, can we invite Mr. Lee on the stage for a minute, please? Thank you. Left? Come back. Anybody else left? No? Diveroid?
Jeff,
Jay came now on the stage. Jay came. Jay came on the stage. I think rest we will give.
Done?
Let's just have a team photo.
कितने बचे? 3. ये फिर टीम वाले हम क्योंकि क्या होगा ना फिर